Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Murder Church Sunday morning. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Please hit the like. Please give it the old share. In any discords on any social media sites, that would be really appreciative. It helps us out over here. We're going into episode 2, Aileen Wuornos. And I've got to get that pulled back up here from Court TV. But I hope everyone's had a great weekend. And yeah, let's keep rolling here. Let's rock and roll. I may look like a stranger. I have shaved something else on my face here.
So I'm doing this.
I know I was raped. You weren't nothing but a bunch of stuff.
Therefore, these proceedings are not.
Putting somebody who was raped.
Let's rock.
Boom! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in here to Murder Church. We've made it. We've made it, folks. Welcome in on a Sunday morning. Who have I got in here? First of all, I've got to get a few things going here. Hold on. I've got to get the chat in here, which would help me out tremendously. To see who I have in here this morning. Starting off another week here, Publicly Buzzed, Murder Church. You've come to the right place. Boom, Semi Sharp. What's up? Leia coming in, BGOG, Sharon, Jersey Jen, Pokemon. I saw that there was a baby born. Holy shit. That's awesome. Finally released. Love to see it. Daria, good morning. Welcome in. What else we got in here? Using the emojis. I love to see it. A lot of sweet emojis specifically for our old Aileen here. Got the cigarette. Got Aileen Wuornos herself. And then, what was the lady's name that played her? Threes? I had to look it up last time, honestly. I forgot her name. The lady that played her monster also, who did an incredible job. Carrie, good morning. Welcome in, everybody. Yeah, my hair's still here. I didn't cut my hair. I went with, I was like shaving. I got tired of the freaking beard. Man, this time it wasn't working out as well as it usually does. Like, it was just like endlessly crooked. Like, I couldn't get it to ever straighten up. So I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to shave. But then on my way shaving, I said, you know what? I've never done a long stash. And I've let the burn. So, and I still didn't go all the way to the skin just because, I hate that. And my skin breaks out when I do, but I thought we'd rock this look right here. Huh? A little bit of a biker look, a little bit of a 70s look here. There it is. Charlize Theron. Thank you so much. A tag team with it. Pokemon and Daria got me going here. Yeah, I totally blanked on her name there. Hope everybody's had a good weekend. I know I have. It's been pretty good and pretty chill. Haven't been doing too much. Watched a movie last night called Hyperspace. That was pretty cheesy and fun. I enjoyed it. It would have been perfect for Feral Friday. Other than that, I haven't really done much at all. Worked on a wrestling video yesterday. Everybody's come through on the wrestling video again. Thank you guys so much. That has been incredible, to say the least. We're going to be doing a wheel probably on Tuesday's show. I'm going to let that go through today as well. I may plug it just a little bit. We just don't hit 30,000 views on that video over on Wrestle Plunge. And again, that is a big, Big part because of the Buzz Nation. I think we have over 26 names that have come through and left comments, likes, and watched that video. And again, that is so amazing, so cool. So, oh yeah, and Sharon was at this amazing music festival. Jesus, that looked fun as hell. Hope that's been nice. I haven't been to a music festival really since 2009. Last one I went to was Bonnaroo in 2009. I've been to a lot of shows since then, but yeah, Brooklyn. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I haven't cut my hair since 2003 or 4. Last time I did cut my hair, I was in like 10th grade, and I tried to shave it like Stone Cold, and I thought all you had to do was just get it low and then start working with a razor with no shaving cream or nothing. Literally a dry razor, and it got really bad, and I had to go to a professional who still couldn't completely fix me. He got me as short as he could, but there was so many gaps where I did with the razor that it was, and I never did go full bald, so I said, you know what, I'm never doing this again. And I've trimmed it before, but I've never went short. I've always just had long locks, especially though I could just throw back and have a ponytail, basically. Get rid of it, forget about it. Bada bing, bada boom. I know, it was not smart. It was not good either. I was also in summer school at the time. And, yeah, let's just say it was very embarrassing. Not fun. Not good. But yeah, without further ado, let's get in here. I think we're on forensic pathologist Dr. Arthur Botting. We're going to be hanging out with him for about 35 minutes. I got to get his name in on the screen here. But let's get in here, folks. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. I really appreciate it. We'll be hanging out here for a few hours this morning.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, would you state your name, your current profession, and give the jury, please, your educational and professional background?
My name is Arthur Joseph Botting. That's B-O-T-T-I-N-G. I'm a physician. I specialize in pathology. I'm formerly the medical examiner for the 7th Medical Examiners District, Florida. I graduated from New York Medical College in
I can hear that New York in
1960,
him.
following which I did a rotating internship at the Royal Victoria Hospital in Montreal, Canada. After this, I did a 4-year pathology residency at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. And following that, I was certified by the American Board of Pathology in anatomic, clinical, radioisotope, chemical, and forensic pathology. I am licensed to practice in the state of Florida.
Sir, has your specialty for the past years been that of a forensic pathologist?
Yes, sir.
And how long have you been actually practicing as a forensic pathologist?
Approximately 12 years.
And can you tell the jury what a forensic pathologist does? How is that different from you are a regular medical doctor as well, are you not?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell the jury what forensic pathology consists of and how that's different from the practice of
I have a different way I use the video when I do the body cam stuff, because I want to see every single thing. And in this, we can kind of cut off the edges just a little bit, because mainly where our focus is usually on one individual, and I like it to be as full screen as possible. So,
other medical arts?
Well, forensic pathology is the application of pathology, which is the study of abnormal tissue.
yeah, Sharon, thanks for that share on X, and thank you also, Sharon.
And organ function to questions at the law. Basically, what I did in the years that I...
This guy did? This guy was testifying during Donna Adelson's trial? Holy shit.
practiced forensic pathology was to investigate violent and suspicious death.
Dude, his eyebrows are fucking everywheres. Good God, he's got layers of eyebrows up there. Jesus. So yeah, just to go back to Brian Koberger for a second, and of course we all know the bushy eyebrow thing. Good God Almighty, this is what I expect when I hear the words bushy eyebrows.
And did you have occasion to practice primarily in Volusia County for the past, 12 years?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, we respectfully offer Dr. Arthur Body as a specialist in the field of forensic pathology.
Your Honor, we do not desire any voir dire of this witness.
Proceed. Dr. Body, did there come a time that you performed an autopsy here in Volusia County on an individual that was identified to you as Mallory?
Yes, sir, a 51-year-old white male.
All right, sir. Can you tell the jury,
Yo, Amanda, get in here.
please, what procedures you followed?
Morning, morning. Hope you're having a good day.
Made, and what your conclusions were?
Need to pay attention here.
We received the body in the clothing in which it was found. It had been placed in a body bag, a plastic body bag, and it was brought to the morgue at the Halifax Hospital in Daytona Beach. We proceeded to remove the body from the bag and to examine it in the clothed state. We made our observations on the clothing, and then proceeded to remove the clothing and to examine the exterior of the body.
All right, sir, may I interrupt you just momentarily? I would ask you to look at Exhibit H for identification. Does this appear to be the shirt with which the subject was clothed at the time you began your examination?
Objection, leading. Objection, overruled.
Oh, how was that leading?
Publishing to the jury as well.
Well, you want to have the witness take it outside and do it so he can make a determination who it is, or would it be convenient if you do it right here while we're on the record?
Your Honor, my objection stands.
All right, your objection is overruled. Examine the
Yeah, that's a silly objection.
Yes, sir. This is the shirt or the type of shirt that was.
All right, after the shirt was removed, sir, could you tell the jury what you did next?
We examined the exterior of the body, and in doing this, we noted that there were gunshot wounds on the upper part of the body, specifically involving the right arm, the right side of the chest, and the left side of the chest. These were both on the front part of the chest. The body was partially decomposed. The head and neck had been reduced to skeleton remains, and the upper part of the chest was, the soft tissues in the skin were undergoing degeneration.
Now, may I approach the witness?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I would like you to look at State's Exhibit M, Composite 4, for identification, and ask if you recognize what that photograph purports to represent.
This is a frontal view of the upper portion of the body upon which we did the autopsy. I think that
All right,
describes
sir.
the photo.
Thank you. And is there an identification number which was affixed there for the purpose of preserving the integrity of that body for record purposes?
Yes, sir.
And is that identification number consistent with the autopsy about which you are now testifying?
Yes, sir. 89-428.
Thank you. All right, sir. Could you tell the jury, please, what you did next and what your observations were?
After we made our observations of the exterior.
Look like a mechanic. I look like I could fix your car, but I definitely can't. Let me get a mean look going. Who do you think you are? Who do do you think you are coming to my neck of the woods, boy? Who do you think you is coming through these trailer parks? It's my trailer park.
Area of the body, we proceeded to do our dissection. We opened the body cavities. We took each of the organs, examined them individually, and recorded our observations.
All right, sir, can you tell the jury, particularly with regard to the any trauma that appeared to have been inflicted upon the body prior to the death of the individual, Richard Charles Mallory?
Immediately prior, I don't think I understand the question.
Yes, determine whether or not the person you autopsied had received any gunshot wounds.
Yes, sir. On the front of the chest, on the left side, 54 inches above the sole of the left foot, we noted a gunshot entrance wound, and upon opening the chest cavity, we found that this bullet had gone through the front of the chest wall, gone through the underlying left lung, gone through the back wall of the chest, the rear wall of the chest. It had perforated the shoulder blade, and we recovered a .22 caliber.
I definitely look like somebody that Aileen Wuornos would have known from the bars in Florida.
Bullet in the soft tissues lying above the shoulder blade. Then on the opposite side, on the right arm, at roughly the same level, we noted a gunshot entrance wound, and the bullet had perforated the soft parts of the right arm. It
Those
didn't
eyebrows are
strike
fucking the
it didn't
best.
strike a bone or anything that would have deflected it from its true course. It exited the inner aspect of the arm and then struck the right side of the chest, and we recovered a bullet in the soft tissues on the front chest wall. In roughly the same area, there was a second bullet that had entered the skin at that point. It went through the chest wall. It struck the left lung, exited the left lung, and we recovered a bullet in the left chest cavity. And that's as far as that bullet went.
And where did that one enter? The one you just
That entered the right side of the chest on the front. A fourth bullet had been recovered lying free in the body bag.
Hold on, I'll be right back. I get you something.
With regard to the state of decomposition of the upper part of the body, doctor, and especially this area up around the neck and the upper shoulders, were you able to see any wounds in that area, or would decomposition have hindered that?
There was no evidence of any wounding to the spine, the bony structure of the neck, and this essentially was all that remained. So to answer your question directly, we didn't have any tissue there to notice the effects of a bullet wound.
So if a bullet had gone up to the neck area but not to the bone, you wouldn't be able to even track it because of decomposition.
That's correct.
Objection overruled.
Were you able to determine a cause of death with regard to deceased Richard Charles Mallory?
Yes, sir. The 2 bullets that struck the left lung caused a tremendous amount of hemorrhage, and that was the fatal mechanism.
All right, sir. And being a medical doctor, and particularly a forensic pathologist, I would like you to, if you can, describe the mechanism of death with hemorrhaging in the lungs. How does that come about?
Objection overruled.
The lung has a very rich blood supply, and when the bullet struck it, it tore up a lot of small blood vessels, and this allowed the rapid escape of a large amount of blood, plus the fact that once the chest wall and or the lung were perforated, this would allow pressurized air to enter the chest cavity, which is normally sealed and acts as a vacuum, and this would impair respirations as well. So you've got 2 very basic things working against the normal function of the lung, vital functions.
Describe what is occurring physiologically to the individual's body. How does death?
They,
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection overruled.
there is a point that is reached where so much blood is lost that you cannot maintain an efficient and effective circulation for the brain and for the heart, and life ceases.
Was there any wound to the heart or the major arteries that you received?
No, sir.
So these were, as far as you can determine, strictly lung wounds.
That was essentially all we found.
By the nature of the wounds, would there be any impairment to respiration?
Objection has been answered, Your Honor.
Overruled. That's the question again.
Yes, sir.
These are terrible objections.
As I say, the left chest cavity is ruptured, and air is allowed to come in under pressure, and this will cause the lung to collapse.
And what effect would that have upon the respiration of the individual?
Well, it'll significantly impair the ability to move air in and out of the lungs and to ventilate.
And would you describe to the jury, in your opinion as a forensic pathologist, was death instantaneous?
No, sir. No, you have to allow the blood to escape, and that takes a certain amount of time.
What's up, Sarah? Welcome in here.
With regard to the individual,
Thank you.
what would the effect upon the individual's ability to breathe be?
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection overruled.
It would be impaired.
But they would still be able to breathe.
First time I've ever
To
cut
breathe.
this look before. I've
Yes,
never
sir.
done this.
In
Said,
fact, I
screw
would
it.
think
You only live
they
once.
would be trying very desperately to breathe under the circumstances.
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection overruled.
Do you have an opinion based upon your medical experience and training as to how long an individual, or in fact in particular Mr. Mallory, would live with these wounds before he would die?
Objection speculative, Your Honor.
Within a reasonable span?
I would say roughly 10 to 20 minutes.
Damn, just suffering 10 to 20 minutes. That would suck.
Sir, I would like you to examine exhibits GG.
GG fucking Allen.
And ask if you can recognize the containers and the objects contained therein.
The first container has the number ME89428. It has the date 12/14/89, and it's listed as John Doe number 13. It also has the notation body bag, and it has my initials AJB on there.
And what do those markings indicate to you, sir?
Well, this is the routine that was followed. We would label the containers with the autopsy accession number, followed by the name, if known, on the label, and the date when the specimen was collected. I would put my initials on there to show that I was the one who had placed the bullet in the container, and of course the designation of the area from which it was retrieved.
All right, sir, and would you examine the contents of that container?
It's a deformed, non-jacketed 22 caliber bullet.
And where did that come from?
This was recovered from the body bag.
Sir, would you look at the next container and examine the contents of it, please?
The next container has the number 89428, the name John Doe, number 13, the date 12/14/89. It has my initials, AJB, and it was recovered from the left chest.
Would you examine the contents,
A
please?
That old bulldog judge,
deformed,
man, he was falling asleep
non-jacketed,
last week.
22 caliber bullet.
You know this judge went to the military. Look at that haircut.
Would you examine the next container?
This one is labeled ME89, 428, John Doe, number 13, 12/14/89. My initials are on the label, and this is labeled right chest wall.
Sir, would you examine the contents, please?
A deformed, non-jacketed 22 caliber bullet.
And the fourth container.
The label states ME89 428, John Doe, number 13, 12/14/89. My initials are on the label, and this one is left posterior scapula.
Can you describe to the jury where that location is? Left posterior scapula.
The scapula is the shoulder blade.
This took me way too long in Discord to find a GIF of to answer Pokemon there.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
May the doctor step down for just a moment?
Certainly.
Would you, doctor, please?
Yo, Sheila Duffy, if you're out there all the way from Ireland with a share, appreciate that.
Could you use me as a body to demonstrate to this jury that last bullet recovery and entrance point?
Turn around, please.
Yes, sir.
Once more. This area here is where the scapula is, and roughly in this area here is
Yeah, Sheila, thank you so much for that share, and thank you so much. Appreciate it.
covered the bullet. It was between the skin and the bony structure.
Thank you, doctor.
Oh, whoa, interesting.
And with regard to the four containers, or the four bullets which you just examined,
Dude, all right.
those containers,
This guy right here was an
those were four
Army medic in the
projectiles
Vietnam.
provided
Wow.
by this autopsy.
Yes, sir.
Dang, good deets there, Daria.
Four
Wow.
containers with their contents and evidence at this time.
chemical. The 10 is received in the car, like a proper number.
That was State's Exhibit 21.
I was in the GIF, me looking for that GIF in Discord. I was looking for like biker mustache, and that wasn't finding it. So I put in handlebar, and that guy popped up first thing. I was like, there we go.
Doctor, with regard to the Exhibit M for identification, composite 4, which is the photograph that's before you, does that photograph demonstrate the state of decomposition of the neck and upper shoulder area as it appeared at the time of the autopsy about which you testified?
Yes, sir.
And also, sir, do you notice what appears to be a oval-shaped wound to the right chest in the near, or what appears to be an oval-shaped wound to the right chest in the vicinity of the right nipple on that photograph?
To the right of the right nipple, yes, sir.
And is that consistent with the testimony about which you just testified, or the autopsy about which you just testified?
Yes, sir.
And would that photograph be of assistance to you if you demonstrated that photograph to the jury at this time,
Objection.
explaining your testimony?
It hasn't been offered, and that was just not going to let it show it to the
Would that be of assistance in demonstrating the testimony which you have delivered to the jury at this time?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, we would offer the photograph in evidence in this case.
I don't want to make that clear again with those. You can state your record there if you want to be a jury, if you're a mile less court, but there's no more mix that conference. If you're not getting that record, then the court is having a difficult time keeping accurate record. You have objections?
Yeah, I've got X.
Yeah, we need to take a look at the photograph.
All right, sir. You can photograph.
There you go, Daria.
Your Honor, we would
I
object.
do post on X quite a bit. I do a lot of updates on X, and I post a lot of clips on X from streams.
Photograph under 9404 on relevancy grounds on the fact that there are other.
Yeah, the only socials I have are YouTube, X, TikTok. I think that's it.
Items of evidence the state's been employed to depict the same thing, and on its lack of probative value under the circumstances.
Any objections?
Thank you, Judge.
May proceed, Mr. Taylor.
Hold up. What's up? Thanks for popping in.
Track verbally for the jury the trajectory of these 4 bullets through the body from your autopsy protocol. In other words, again, would it be of assistance if you could demonstrate that either from photograph or from using...
Stretching my back out.
I was going to say a dummy. Live.
Perhaps I could stand up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead and stand up.
Okay. May he do that, Your Honor?
There is a bullet wound on the front of the left side of the chest, which the course of it was roughly from front to back without any deviation from side to side. This is the bullet that went through the front of the chest wall, through the left lung, through the rear chest wall, through the shoulder blade, and was recovered roughly back here. There was another bullet wound that struck the outside part of the right arm, went through the soft tissues of the right arm, exited the inner surface of the arm, and then struck the right side of the chest, and this was recovered roughly in this location in the fat that lies below the skin. A second entrance wound was present on the front of the right front of the chest, and this bullet went through the skin, the fat below the skin, the chest wall, and was traveling from right to left and on a slight course of front to back. After going through the chest wall, struck the left lung and exited the lung, and then just had spent its energy and was left lying in the left chest cavity. The fourth bullet that was recovered, as I say, was just lying free in the body bag.
A very awkward ending. He looks back. He's looking around. I like these old microphones. Look at that one there. I don't get no mic like that. Those old mics were awesome, though. What's up, Teresa? Morning. Get in here. Which gin, Sarah? Just another gin? We've got a Jersey gin repping the Gin Nation.
To examine State's Exhibit II for identification and ask if you recognize that document.
Oh, you guys are talking about something else. I just jumped in. I was like, what's going on?
This is the death certificate that I completed after doing the autopsy on Mr. Mallory.
Your Honor, please, we'd offer the death certificate and evidence at this time.
Counsel, reviewed this out.
You have, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, it's, there's no tremendous relevancy to it, but there's no tremendous objection to it either.
There's no objection, did you say, or do you do object?
We'll object on relevancy.
All right, overruled.
Thank you.
Let the item and mark the back properly.
State's Exhibit 22.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for Dr. Body. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Hey, Kathy, thanks for coming in here. She sent me through the Cash App $420 for the will. And we got 8 already on a new will. Man, y'all been representing out here with some will action. Love it, guys. Thank y'all so much for all the support. Seriously. Kathy, hope you and Pumpkin are having a great morning, great weekend.
Inquire.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning.
Doctor, I just want to make one thing perfectly clear. When you were demonstrating with Mr. Tanner the wound to the back, the scapula there, that in fact is where the bullet ended up, is it not?
Yes, sir.
The actual entrance wound was from the front.
Yes, sir.
The shirt, which was shown to you earlier, did you test residual body fluids on this shirt?
No, sir.
Did you test for semen or blood or anything like that?
No, sir.
And did you check the size of that shirt?
No, sir.
Did you determine the size of the decedent in this case?
No, sir.
So you never made any effort to determine the size, the weight, the height, the girth of the decedent?
That's correct.
And you, in fact, did not draw any diagrams or anything in your autopsy report, did you?
No, sir. Routinely, I don't.
Other examiners do, in fact, do that, do they not?
Objection, Your Honor.
Is that not fairly standard for a medical examiner to draw a diagram indicating the entrance and exit wounds?
I don't know whether I'd use the term standard, but I know that it's popular.
Right. You never visited the site where this body was recovered, did you?
That's right.
And based on your testing on this particular individual, you could not determine the length of time that the body had been there, could you?
That's correct.
And you could not determine from any of your tests and any of the things that you did, the position of the assailant relative to the decedent, could you?
That's correct.
You also, you spoke before about, I think Mr. Tanner, when he had you do that demonstration, said something about the last bullet recovery. And what he meant by that, of course, was that's the last bullet you recovered.
That's correct.
You can't determine the sequence of shots, can you?
That's correct.
And you cannot determine what was happening between each shot, can you?
No, sir.
You don't know what the decedent was doing between each shot, do you?
No, sir.
Also, because of the state of decomposition, you cannot ascertain whether or not there was any head trauma. True?
I didn't see any marks on the skull, and when we opened the skull cavity, we didn't see any evidence of any hemorrhage in the cavity.
Morning,
I can say that
Cammy.
much.
Clearly, you can suffer a head injury without those indicators, though, can you not?
Yes, sir.
And you've already testified you couldn't determine whether anything had happened to the neck area. True?
That's correct.
Now, you also did a report on the, or did a toxicology report on this individual, did you not?
Yes, sir, blood alcohol.
All right. And in fact, you were able to determine that the individual had been drinking.
Yes, sir.
In fact, you were able to determine that the individual would have been under the influence of alcohol at the time of his death. True?
That's debatable.
Okay. You determined the blood alcohol level at the time of your autopsy to be a .05, correct?
That's right.
And do you recall stating in your deposition that that means to you that the individual would have been under the influence?
He would have just been at the lower limits where the influence would be recognized.
I take it from your answer that means he would have been under the influence.
He could
even at
have.
the lower limits.
He could have.
All right. Now, this body had decomposed somewhat, had it not?
Yes, sir.
And is it your medical opinion that the fact that decomposition would have no impact on the blood alcohol level of the deceased?
That's right.
Decomposition indicates the presence of bacteria, does it not?
Among other things.
And bacteria break down alcohol, do they not?
Yes, they do, but on the other side of the
Totally
coin,
could
there
see
are some
that.
bacteria that can produce ethanol.
But your testimony is it had no effect.
That's right. I didn't see anything on looking at that blood sample that would have made me believe that there were bacteria growing in it.
I have no further questions.
Yes, Your Honor, we would like to offer the shirt and evidence. I forgot to ask that that be given an evidentiary tag.
No objection, Your Honor.
But it hasn't been received in Bar.
And Your Honor, with regard to the one photograph that has thus far not been allowed in evidence, I'd like to have it marked.
Yes.
It's Prosecutor John Tanner up there.
Oh, all right, go ahead.
Everyone was very displeased with him last week during his opening statements. Didn't like his attitude or his
With regard to state's composite,
the way he handled himself.
M4, if you would you just, with a hard pen, so it'll show up on the photograph, place a mark around the bullet wound to the right front chest? Yes, sir. If it's hard enough to impress, it doesn't...
Objection.
Only for occasions, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Bonner. Your Honor, we have no further questions for the doctor.
You need to keep the witness or maybe discharged.
Subject to recall, Your Honor.
Ready to stand down if you would give a telephone number to the defense counsel.
All right. getting ready to go into the next video. Let's see what it's going to be. Oh, we got an hour here finally with someone. Crime Lab Analyst Ward Schwab. Firearms Examiner. Oh, we got a couple of people. Firearms Examiner Donald Champagne and Crime Lab Analysis Susan Comer. So we got 3 people within the next hour here coming through. Nice, nice. Thanks everyone again for hanging out this morning on Murder Church. I really appreciate it. We got a lot of beautiful people here in the Buzz Nation. And one of them right here is Sharon, dude. Sharon comes through. She represents hard on X on the socials, throwing my links out there. Awesome. Like, she makes actual, like, posts, like, well, with details. Like, she's really, really cool, really good. I really appreciate all the support. Also coming through by giving out the possibility for Crime Solver, who just got gifted a membership, to be in the book club. And the new book club is really cool. The new book club is 1,000 times better than the last book club. I'm not saying the book's better per se. We'll find out. We're only 1 chapter in so far. We're going to bring chapters 2 and 3 this Tuesday night of The Mind Hunter. And it's a really cool way that we're doing it right now. We're all listening together in real time through Audible with a really, like, the guy that's doing the narration is incredible. Like, the voice is just, wow. It will suck you in. And it's already getting grisly and weird. It started out the gate weird as hell. But anybody that's seen the Netflix show Mindhunter, that was heavily taken from this book. So, but yeah, I appreciate the hell out of that. We're gonna keep rocking and rolling here. 3 witnesses coming up. I've got to get their names. At least the first one here, Crime. I keep starting to say Crime Lab Analyst. Crime Lab Analyst Ward Schwab. I think I'm saying that properly. Let's keep rolling here. Murder Church. Thanks, guys. And again tonight, of course, Wrestle Plunge live 6 p.m. Eastern. If you're a fan of wrestling or not a fan of wrestling, come through because we have a lot of fun on there. Regardless, watching old classic wrestling from 1990 from Charlotte-ish, North Carolina, and we have a really good time watching it.
Full name and your place of employment.
My name is William H. Schwab Jr.
Schwab, did not know it.
So known as Ward.
Never heard of Schwab before. Mr. Schwab, table for 3.
And I work at the Florida Department of Law Enforcement at the Tallahassee Regional Crime Laboratory in Tallahassee.
And sir, how long have you been associated with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement?
Approximately 10 years.
And what capacity do you currently work for the Department of Law Enforcement?
I work as a crime laboratory analyst in the crime scene section.
Were you working in that capacity on January the 14th, 1991?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. And can you tell us a little bit about what some of your duties are and what they have been as of January 14th, 1991, and in your job-related duties?
Okay, I'm primarily responsible for processing crime scenes, or the areas where crimes occurred, for some of the local agencies up in the Tallahassee region. Additionally, we can be called to any part of the state to render assistance to the local agencies in the processing of crime scenes.
And did you in fact conduct a search pursuant to a search warrant on January 14th, 1991?
Yes, sir, I did.
And can you tell ladies and gentlemen of the jury what your duties were that day and how that search was conducted?
Okay, that search, the search was of a storage unit at 1104 North Nova Road. I was responsible for seizing the items within the storage unit, doing a complete inventory and documenting that seizure.
Right, sir, may I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Sir, let me show you what have been now marked for identification purposes. It states double K and double J identification. Let me ask you if you're able to recognize those photographs.
Yes, sir, I can recognize these.
If so, how are you able to recognize them and when were they taken?
These were taken prior to our opening the storage unit. One photograph, number JJ, actually has me in the picture. The other photograph shows the outside of the actual locker itself prior to our opening it.
Are you able to recognize any of the other individuals you described in the picture, if there are anyone else?
Yes, sir. There are 2 other persons within the picture. I recognize one holding a video camera as being Larry Horzepa of Volusia
That's
County.
Larry. Shit. Let me tell you a story about Larry.
I believe.
Man, Larry was up on this fucking mountain, man. I'm telling you right now, dude. We were up there hunting. Shit, we was going to camp out, spend the night. Had a couple, had some booze with us, you know. Had a little something, you know. Larry, he says he's going to climb up the mountain. He's going to jump off. He got a parachute with him or some shit. I'm like, dude, don't do that. It's midnight.
It's kind of hard to see, but I believe it's Bernie Busher of Volusia County also.
Also a deputy?
Yes, sir.
Boo, snow. That's what I
Conducting the
said.
search of the storage unit you described.
Yes, sir, they did.
At this time, Your Honor, the state would also state JJ and KK as evidence.
Your Honor, we have an opportunity to view the photographs.
Yes, indeed.
The eyebrow guy. His eyebrows were nuts. He's trying to be The Rock. The Rock saw this trial and he's like, that's a good move. I'm going to take that.
Your Honor, at this time, we object on the basis of relevance.
See the item. Objection overruled. Let the item be received and marked valid by the proper number.
The state exhibit 24 and 25.
Mr. Schwab, when you arrived at the storage unit, can you describe the condition of the door before, as you arrived on the outside of the unit?
Well, the very outside of the unit, there was a doorway entering a hallway. On one side of the hallway was a series of storage bins, smaller bins. The particular storage unit we were in, or locker we were interested in, was number 43J. It had a wooden door which was secured by a padlock and hasp, and the padlock was locked.
Was the door secured to that storage bin?
Yes, sir.
And did it come a point in
Hey,
time?
one eyebrow's got a
the door
mind of its own.
and then began
I feel like they're
collecting
painted
the
on.
contents that were within it?
That's correct.
Did this motherfucker lose a bet and have to get his eyebrows shaved? And now they're painted on and one's higher than the other?
And it states 25 in evidence a fair and accurate representation of the condition of the door marked G as you saw it on that day.
Yes, sir, it is.
And states 24 in evidence is that a fair and accurate representation of the storage area that you arrived at to conduct the search of 43G. the storage
Yeah, I
area within.
know, yeah.
Yes, sir, it is.
I figured people would know, you know what I'm saying. I did that on purpose.
If I may approach the witness.
It's part of one graphic, like.
So let me show you what has been marked for identification purposes, states Y in evidence. After you're able to recognize that.
Yes, sir, I can.
So can you tell, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, where that object was recovered?
This object was recovered from within the storage unit, within a container within the storage unit. This was in a brown Borden milk crate.
Now, the milk crate that you're describing, I have a picture in my mind of what a milk crate would be. Is this something that has grates that you can kind of see into the contents?
Yes, sir.
Were you able to see this object from a viewing before you had to shovel anything in there?
Yes, sir. It was visible from the top of the crate.
And what, if anything, did you do with states Y for identification after you obtained it?
This particular item was included on my inventory list. At that point, it gets turned over to individual people within the lab for specific processing.
And based upon your knowledge of working within the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, can you tell if there was any type of processing done to states Y for identification?
Yes, sir. It appears that processing was done to obtain latent fingerprints off of it.
How were you able to make that determination based upon your experience and knowledge in working crime scenes and within your department?
Well, there's a gray powder residue on there which indicates that it's either gray fingerprint powder or a super glue process. Additionally, I recognize the initials of one of our latent print examiners on the item.
Now, I'm sorry. Did you conduct a further search of the storage bin on January the 14th and recover other articles?
Yes, sir.
Now, let me direct your attention in particular, sir, to exhibit number 5 on your report. All right, sir. Can you describe to the jury with regard to any items of personal identification within a brown wallet that you recovered that day, if you remember?
Yes, sir. The whole container itself was a white and gray Igloo cooler. Within the cooler, there was a yellow plastic bag. And within that plastic bag was a brown wallet. Within the wallet were several items or personal items of identification, such as a driver's license receipt, a Florida driver's license, and numerous other items with names on them.
Please, the court, may I approach? Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes, sir.
This item has my case number, which I wrote on it, indicating when I sealed the bag up.
The record reflects that exhibit number 5 is in fact the open court before the jury with counsel being present.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and find the exhibit that you're referring to, voting investigation. The record reflect, Your Honor, the counsel and I stipulated to the opening of this bag at this time, and I'm going to cut through the evidence page. The exhibit number 5, marked by Mr. Schwob and opened in open court, and place them into a new plastic bag and return the remainder of the contents back into the evidence bag. Your Honor, while counsel was inspecting the contents, the record reflect that we moved from Mr. Schwab's exhibit number 5, which has been previously marked, and of course, has not been marked as he has removed what would be, I believe, a plastic.
Cops over there calling in a pizza. We got a boring trial happening right now. I'm not sure what's happening. I need an anchovy with extra cheese. Stat.
The record will reflect I'm now opening the bag on report and ask the witness to remove an article from it. Just so the record will be clear, I'm now placing the items I previously described, items of personal identification, into a new plastic container, having been removed from the exhibit. That the witness is identified as having been removed from the storage bin.
Here's Aileen Wuornos right here.
This year, 1991.
Rocking a classic mullet. Identifying evidence of what the witness currently is talking about finding in the locker. Morning, Austin Rains. Morning.
As states MM at this time, Your Honor, for identification purposes. And also let the record reflect that this article was removed at the same time as coming from the plastic bag contained within exhibit number 5 of Mr. Schwab's exhibit, as his exhibited. All right, sir.
For identification, let the item be marked.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Schwab, let me show you what has been previously marked in open court for identification. It states double L for identification. I ask you if you're able to recognize the contents of states double L for identification.
That's a damn party, boy. Aileen Wuornos, cigarettes, a couple brewskis. That really is her kind of night. She'd like public
Yes, sir, I
buzz.
recognize these.
And how are you able
So
to?
y'all ain't go out to smoke a J up here. Oh, shit!
I did when completing my inventory. One particular item has the same social security numbers and the same names as what I recorded when I did my inventory.
So were those items removed from the locked storage bin by you?
Yes, sir.
On January the 14th, 1991?
Yes, sir.
So let me show you with remark that states double M for identification as a composite exhibit. I ask you if you can inspect that item and tell me whether or not you recognize it. And you can feel free to open the bag, sir. With the court's permission.
Yes, sir, I recognize this. This is the wallet which I referred to in my inventory list.
All right, so were the contents of that wallet, were there any objects?
Yes, sir.
And what, if any, objects were contained therein?
Within the wallet itself, there's a Florida driver's license.
Dude, they're good. These are the best I've done.
Objection, relevancy.
That tie really is like, it looks like puke, right? Like, Jesus, how many colors are in there? It almost looks like yarn. Like, I don't know. It's tripping me out now that I'm staring at it. I'm getting lost in the void of this tie.
No, it is not yet.
Don't answer the question.
Do you recognize the object that you removed from the wallet that was found within the storage shed?
Yes, I do.
Okay, sir. At this time, Your Honor, the state would offer states double L and double M for identification purposes as state's evidence.
Your Honor, we would object on the basis of relevance.
That the items be received and marked as evidence by the trustee.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This states exhibit 26 and 27.
Your Honor, may these objects be published to the jury at this time?
Yeah, it does. I got one of them couches down there, trailer park, off the side of the road. They just put them out there for the trash. Shit, still good to use. I bring it up the trailer, spray it off, let it dry out. Shit, got a seat for the company.
Also publish the photographs. Yes, sir. What do you want? Here.
Mr. Schwab or Schwab?
Schwab.
Schwab, okay.
This guy's me. Is it Schwab or Schwab or Schwab? Schwab, Schwab. I have no clue.
Mr. Schwab, I only have
Schwabity Schwab Schwab.
a couple of questions for you. The items which were just published to the jury by Mr. DeMoore.
That guy's ears is crazy. Holy shit. It looks like they're retracted off of his head. Oh my God. Am I misseeing this because of the bad quality? Or is this the craziest fucking ear I've ever seen in my life? It's half of his head. It's like the diameter of his skull. It's the entire middle of his head. And this part's like a double chin. So it's not even, if it wasn't for this, his ear would go from his eye to the bottom of his chin. Holy shnikes!
Were found in the brown leather wallet, is that correct?
Some of the items were, yes.
There was another item that was not shown to the jury that was found in that brown leather wallet, was there not?
Your Honor, I'm going to object. If counsel wishes to publish anything...
Need another close-up. I need further inspection of these retractable ears.
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection overruled. But, I mean, your objection is overruled by speaking. I agree with you. If he wants to display something, he's perfectly welcome to go get the bag.
My objection, Judge, is the attempt to say that the state's trying to hide something It's
Sorry,
here.
no
The jury's
further
welcome to say
necessary,
anything
no
they
further
want.
necessary. This is Go ahead.
He just stopped him by going, listen, stop, no further necessary, no further necessary.
Your Honor, may I approach the prison?
No, oh, witness, yes, you might.
Well, no, sir, I meant
Not
Your
me.
Honor. Your Honor, I just need a clarification on the
Certainly.
ruling.
Sure.
Am I permitted to discuss the item which I am speaking of without any further
But I
reference to
believe with
Mr.
the witness, how
DeMore?
about talking with the attorney?
No, sir. I mean, to ask further questions of the witness.
Certainly you can.
A lot of confusion going on right now. Oh my God. And the judge seems like he's not taking any shit either. He's just like, all right, listen. So could this be taken as a little bit of bias towards the defense? Because I don't think the judge likes Aileen Wuornos. Let's just be honest here.
As I was stating, there was another item.
Okay, I didn't even see this, and it was in front of me, but I didn't even see this while I was saying that. I'm vibing on that too, Sharon.
Was there not?
Yes, sir.
And that item was, in fact, the driver's license receipt for Tyra Moore, correct?
That's correct.
I have no further questions.
Please.
Bro, his ear.
The driver's license certificate of Tyra Moore. Counsel is welcome to do it if you'd like it. It's part of our case.
Your Honor, I object to that.
Your Honor.
You're offering it into evidence, lay the proper predicate for it.
I'll do some digging if I may, Judge, again.
All right, sir.
Counsel, is there any other items you'd like?
Your Honor, I object to Mr. DeMore continuing at this time.
Oh my God, we're getting heated. Let me see them spicy things in the chat here. I got some peppers in there. Boom, it's getting a little spicy. Getting a little spicy. I think, me personally, I always ring the bell right here. I think they should bring out the box gloves. These boys wanna test it a little bit.
He has the right to.
Let's test it.
I'm giving him that opportunity.
I'm objecting.
That's what we do in a trailer park. That's all I'm saying.
That's your remarks to the court.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, may the witness come down again?
Yes, sir. You please step over.
I'm sorry, sir. I've got it right here. Let's mark this as a copy. Let me show you, sir, what's been marked as State's Exhibit Double N. Ask you if you're able to recognize that document. Excuse me, those documents and the contents in the bag.
Your Honor, I object to anything other than the document on the top of that bag. Anything else is beyond the scope of the cross.
Right. You want to take the item out to refer to.
Correct, sir. Judge, please the court not to waste the court's time. I'll have no further questions as witness subject to being allowed to recall him.
That's fine.
This time, Judge State recalls Agent Ward 12.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, just for the record, would you tell the jury your name, please?
William H. Schwob, Jr.
Sir, let me show, I'm sorry.
I'm also known as Ward.
I'm sorry I keep calling you Ward. That's how I know you. Would you tell us if you were able to recognize State's double N for identification?
Yes, sir, I am.
And where did you obtain the contents of State's double N for identification?
Some of the contents of this plastic bag were within the yellow plastic bag. Some other items were within the wallet, also in the yellow plastic bag.
Now, there's been some discussion in court about a registration in the name of Tyree Moore. You see that within State's double N for identification? The registration, let me make sure I'm describing. It looks like an application for an operator's driver's license.
Yes, sir.
All right, so where was that found?
That was found within the wallet.
And that was found where the driver's license of the individual known as Blahovic was also found?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Now, the other objects that are contained within State's double N, where were they located?
They were all within the yellow plastic bag.
And did it, if you would, sir, of course, may I allow him to open that up? So we can sort through
Yes,
it?
sir.
Spicy chili. Shit.
Inspect those items.
I fixed the best damn chili this side of the Mississippi. I'll tell you right now. Shit. The only problem is I don't fix spicy chili. Because I don't like it spicy. Mine's probably the least spicy you'd ever have. But I'd make it spicy for you, Teresa. I would spice the shit out of that. I know how to spice it. I just don't spice it. I'll make 2 bowls. I'll make 2 pots. One spice and one non-spice. These don't. No, there's no closed captioning on Court TV, sadly, like there was on YouTube. Yeah, this is actually literally from courttv.com. And it's full blast on the sound. Let's see if I can turn it up in here a little bit. Here we go. This should be a little louder. My bad. Maybe it wasn't loud enough. Apologize.
Yes, sir.
My bad. That might have been my fault on the volume, guys. Honestly. Here we go. I'm sorry. What are we looking for?
We just asked you, so the items are contained within today's double N for identification. In fact, those items are various personal
Objection
documents.
as to relevance, Your Honor.
Let me see the items. Let's restrict our conversations to this item right here.
Judge, I just attempt to show the relevancy of those items, Judge, in context.
The others?
Yes, sir, just by question.
Let's, for this purposes here, stay with this right here.
All right, sir. The one object found within the brown purse that had the driver's license with a picture of the defendant on it with the name.
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection overruled. Go ahead.
Also had the pink slip for the driver's license with the name of Tyree Moore, did not.
That's correct.
And there were other items of personal identification of other named people also found.
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance.
Objection overruled.
Isn't that true, sir?
Could you repeat the question?
There were other items of other personal identification and background of other individuals also found during your search of that bin and that container.
That's correct.
They were all within the locked, sealed storage bin
Yes, sir.
when you made the inventory and the search.
That's correct.
Thank you, sir. I have nothing.
Are you offering this?
No, sir, but if the defense counsel wishes to.
All right.
May I recross?
Certainly.
I don't know about this judge.
The document containing the name Tyra Moore that was found in the wallet, was it not?
That's correct.
The other items to which Mr. Moore alluded were not found in that wallet, were they?
The paperwork itself
Yes, sir.
or the license, the operator's registration?
I'm speaking of Mr. Moore's comment about the other individuals.
Yes, that was not found in the wallet. Those
Thank you.
items were not.
Any further?
No, sir.
I don't really understand what they're getting at with this.
Subject to further recall, Your Honor.
All right, sir. If you will,
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Okay, hold on. Let me get this guy's name here. We got firearms expert Donald, I believe it's Champagne. What a cool name.
Sir, would you state your name, your profession, and your education background?
Donald Champagne.
Donald Champagne!
I was employed by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement yesterday as a firearms examiner. I'm presently retired. I was with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for 23 and a half years.
Did you retire in good standing?
Yes, sir.
Sir, tell the jury what you've done for the Florida Department of Law Enforcement over the years.
That's a good beard.
As a firearms examiner, I was required to examine bullets and cartridge cases to determine whether or not they were fired from and in a particular weapon. I was required to examine clothing and tissue to determine the distance at which a shot is fired. I was required to examine weapons for their mechanical and functioning condition, among other things.
All right, sir. And can you tell the judge and the jury what your education, training, and background is in the field of firearms examination and comparison?
Prior to coming to Florida, I was a member of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police for 20 years. 15 of those years were spent as a firearms examiner. During that time, I took an intensive 2-year training course in firearms identification, after which I wrote qualifying examinations on the subject.
Have you been qualified as an expert in the field of firearms examination in the criminal courts of the state of Florida?
Yes, sir.
And have you testified as an expert?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell the court how many times?
I can't tell you how many
I've
times
seen a gun or
in
two,
the state
pal.
of Florida, but altogether it's something over 730 times.
Your Honor, please, we would offer
Good morning, Jessica.
campaign expert in the fields of firearms identification and comparison.
You may order.
No, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
I'm the Mountie. I always get my man.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, do you have another
That's a wrestler, actually, the Mountie. I know that the Mountie is what they call Canadian Police as well, or I guess a branch of Canadian Police. I don't know a lot about Mounties, but the Mountie was a pro wrestler as well, and he had a really cool theme song. I'm the Mountie, I always get my man. He carried a prod, like a cattle prod, and would shot it.
specialty field in which you've been qualified as an expert, which may be relevant to your testimony here today?
Yes, part of my work included tool mark comparisons, that is, trying to identify a particular tool with marks that it may have made at various crime scenes, also serial number restorations.
All right, sir. And have you been trained in that field and also qualified as an expert to testify in court? And if so, answer each of those questions, I guess, separately.
Yes, sir, for all the questions.
If you tell just briefly what your background and training was in the field of tool mark identification.
It paralleled firearms identification. Firearms identification is a specialized form of tool mark identification. The same basic principles are involved in the process, except that you have different tools involved where the firearm is a tool that marks the cartridge components that pass through it. In tool marks, we have other kinds of tools like wire cutters or chisels, screwdrivers. They also make individual identifying marks on the objects that they're used on. And in that way, you have parallel as far as tool marks and
Your Honor, I
firearms.
also asked the court to recognize Ms. Champagne as an expert in that specialty field.
You may order.
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may I have just a moment? Just a moment.
He's not smiling at all right now. He hates his life right now. He's like, well, he is retired. He doesn't really want to be here. But they're paying him a lot, I would say.
May I proceed, Your Honor?
He'll be the firearms expert here for him.
Sir, did you have occasion to apply your training and skills in the field of firearm identification, comparison, and tool mark comparisons in homicide case involving Mr. Mallory?
Yes, sir. Firearms identification.
Right, sir. I would ask you to look at State's Exhibit 19-1, 2, and 3, and ask if you recognize those photographs, those items already in evidence.
I haven't seen these photographs before, but they depict a weapon that I did do some examination on.
All right, sir. I would ask you to look at State's Exhibit 20 and ask if you recognize it.
It's a gun. It's a gun.
Yes, sir. This is a 22 caliber.
22 caliber.
9-shot high standard 9 revolver that has my tag on it. with my file number, initials, and date on it. The date I received it was January the 22nd, 1991. The weapon also has my exhibit number and my initials on it.
All right, sir. And can you tell the jury whether or not the pistol which you just looked at, number 20, appears to be the same pistol identified by the pictures of the rusty pistol 21-1-3?
Yes, it appears to be.
And that's the way the pistol appeared when you received it, and then you cleaned it up?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Did you remove anything from the pistol? And can you tell the jury how you went about first cleaning up its exterior and then whether or not you determined it was loaded?
Well, the weapon was very badly rusted and deteriorated when I received it. Of course, it took a lot of soaking in solvents and physically cleaning the weapon, using penetrating oil to get the mechanism to work, and opening the cylinder of the weapon. And I found that it was loaded with 7 unfired cartridges.
All right, sir, I would ask you to look at State's Exhibit double E for identification and ask if you can identify the contents.
Yes, sir. This is a plastic bag that has my file number on it. I have a notation on the bag, removed from revolver by DEC, which is me. Those are my initials.
And you removed those cartridges from the revolver about which you just testified and identified?
Yes, sir. There's 7 of them here.
All right, sir. Can you tell the jury about the operation of that pistol, the loaded capacity and the type of projectile it's designed to expel, and the type of cartridge you found in it?
Well, this is known as a double 9, which means that it holds 9 cartridges in the cylinder. It's also known as a convertible. You can replace this cylinder with another one that will also fire 22 Winchester Magnum cartridges. The cartridges that we have here are 22 long rifle caliber cartridges.
Can you tell the jury a little bit about 22 long rifle cartridges and their characteristics?
Well, they're a small caliber cartridge that's used primarily for target shooting and plinking, and can be used on small animals.
All right, sir. In your experience in testifying in forensic cases, is that type of weapon ever used to kill people?
Objection, Your Honor.
Experience made that fact.
Yes, it's one of the types of pistols that are used most often.
One of the type of pistols used most often?
I'm sorry, I shouldn't say type pistol, but the caliber of weapon is the type that is most often used. 22 caliber.
22 caliber kills most people.
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Yeah, in my experience, yes, they do kill a lot of people.
All right, sir. Did you have occasion to receive any spent cartridges in connection with this case? And I'd ask you to look at State's Exhibit number 21.
This is a plastic bag that has my file number, initials, and date on it, and the date is January the 25th, 1991, and it's noted on here that it's submission number 7.
All right, so we've opened it from the side already. A previous witness testified about the containers and the contents.
This contains 4 film holders, each of which has my initials on it and the file number. Each film holder contains one fired bullet in .22 caliber.
All right, sir. Would you go back to the unfired cartridges first and tell the jury?
He really could have. He's amazing at throwing his voice. Like, oh my god, that's the funniest shit I've heard in a minute. Oh my god.
All identifiable characteristics and nomenclature of those
That got me.
These are known as CCI brand 22 caliber hollow point Stinger cartridges.
And do you know the approximate range of those cartridges?
Well, they're dangerous within a mile.
And with regard to the fire
chilly. I need to
projectiles,
put on my jacket, my hoodie.
just the lead.
I'm a hoodie man.
Tell the jury
Feel safe in
the
a
characteristics as they may compare to the unfired with regard to make, model, or manufacturer.
They're the same brand and the same type of bullet.
Use the nomenclature, was it PPI Stinger?
CCI.
CCI Stinger.
Yes.
All right, sir.
Hollow points.
All right. Did you attempt, when you say a hollow point, can you describe to me what that indicates?
There's a cavity in the nose of the bullet, and this facilitates the expansion of the bullet so that it, when it strikes something harder than itself, it will increase its diameter. It makes it more effective.
You say more effective, you mean more deadly if fired at a living object?
Objection, not a leading. Overruled.
Yes.
And would it make a greater wound in living tissue than a solid one?
It could, depending on what it strikes. So some of them will go into soft tissue and not expand. If they strike bone, they will. It's variable.
Did you have occasion to examine the spent projectiles?
Welcome to the show, everybody. Thanks for coming in. I'm so glad that you can be here. He really doesn't close his mouth, though. This is the Aileen Wuornos murder trial. Welcome in here. Yes, I am a gunfire expert. I've been doing this for 30 plus years. See, I'm talking too much. I've been doing this for 30 plus years. I'm a gunfire expert. I do this for 36 years. I ain't gunfire expert. I've done this for 30 years. I can't. I can't.
To determine if they exhibited any characteristics indicating the type and
I need to see him talking again.
Make and or other identifiable characteristic of firearm that they may have been fired from.
Yes, I looked at these and compared them one with the other.
No, he's talking a little bit. Welcome to Publicly Buzz. Welcome to Publicly Buzz. Yes, I am a gunfire expert. I've been doing this for 30 plus years. It's like, really, it's just about not opening your mouth wide while you speak. Welcome to Publicly Buzz. This is the Aileen Wuornos trial.
On a comparison microscope, and comparison microscope is simply two compound
What's
microscopes mounted on under a prismatic bridge with a binocular eyepiece, and looking into the eyepiece you see the left-hand side of the left field and you see the right-hand side of the right field. We take two physically separated objects and mount them on the stages and bring them together optically through the prismatic bridge. So the first examination I conducted was trying to determine the make and type of weapon involved, and in doing that I compared each one of the fired bullets, the four, one with the other. I found that I could not identify one with the other because of extensive damage to each of the bullets and poor engraving on each of the bullets. I did find that they were fired from a weapon rifled with 6 grooves with a right-hand twist. Now that is what we call class characteristics, and they are determined by the manufacturer. He has control over them. When a manufacturer makes a weapon, he determines how many lands and grooves he's going to have in the barrel, and the dimensions of those lands and grooves, and the direction of
the top
twist.
lip really ain't moving.
So that I was able to determine that they were all fired from a 6-right weapon. I could not tell whether it was a revolver or a pistol or a rifle at that time.
All right, sir. Were you able to determine anything with regard to the comparison between each of the 4? Did each of the 4 appear to have been fired from the same or a similar firearm?
They were fired from a weapon having the same class characteristics of rifling, but I could not identify one with the other.
And this was because they were deformed or expanded?
There was damage to the bullets, and they were poorly engraved to start with.
Right. Is that unusual with 22 caliber projectile?
No, it isn't.
Your Honor, please, we would offer the live projectiles were taken from the pistol.
You know how YouTube does or I think a lot of sites do it, but YouTube has underneath the description like the AI rundown of what it thinks is happening by, I guess, the transcript of what's happening with the dialogue in the video. With this, they're going to be like, yeah, this trial is heavily influenced by eyebrows and lips, maybe possibly lip reading.
Yes, sir.
Eyebrows and lips.
And that would be exhibits double E for identification.
Counsel?
No objection.
That the item be received and marked, and that was by their proper number.
That's exhibit number 28.
We have no further questions for witness, Your Honor. Thank you.
May inquire, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please report to counsel.
So you want to finally get this lady doing a little bit across here? She ain't done nothing except the opening so far.
Good morning.
I think this is Tricia Jenkins, the head defense attorney for Aileen.
You testified that 22s kill a lot of people on direct examination. Is that right?
In my experience, yes.
Okay. 38s kill a lot of people too, don't they?
Yes, they do.
45s kill a lot of people.
Yes.
9mm kill a lot of people.
Guns kill people. Okay, we're establishing that right now.
Yes.
AK-47s kill a lot of people.
Oh my God, what's
22
happening?
caliber bullets probably kill more than any other
Okay.
caliber.
More common?
Yes.
More commonly used?
They're a cheaper weapon and more easily obtained in that respect.
And 22s are used for target shooting,
Yes.
killing small animals?
Oh, yes.
I understand your testimony. Your conclusion was that the bullets that were submitted to you were little or no identification value. Is that correct?
Yes.
And therefore, you could not determine what weapon they were fired from.
No, that's not correct. That's in examining the bullets themselves, I was not able to identify them one with the other as having come from the same weapon. But the class characteristics of rifling were the same.
Okay, how many weapons are in a particular class? You defined that a moment ago.
Well, the 6 screws of the right-hand twist is a fairly popular style of rifling, and there are many weapons, different brands, not just this particular brand, that have basically the same class characteristics of rifling.
You can't say with any degree of scientific certainty that these bullets were fired from the weapon that was submitted to you, isn't that correct?
That's correct, yes.
One moment, please.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all. Thank you very much.
Mr. Tanner?
No further questions, Your Honor.
You need to keep the witness or maybe discharge.
I mean, I don't think the defense is doing a great job, for being honest. I mean,
Retirement began last night.
I do think the judge is a little biased towards the prosecution.
Thank you.
You are under the rule that is you're not to discuss your testimony with people. So your next witness.
I'm not being wowed by the defense, though. By
Your Honor, I mean, we publish some evidence. That takes quite a while usually, and that would take about 15 minutes, and it may take us up to lunch hour. Thank you.
Publish what?
That's right, barely.
A few items that
Late 30s.
I
Thank you very
have
much.
introduced to witnesses that I would like to have published. Photographs
next
of
we
the
got
rusty firearm.
crime lab
Pistol.
analyst.
Haven't those been viewed by the jury?
No, sir, I did not follow.
Right.
Susan Comer.
Thank you. Counsel, are we at an argument stage now?
No, sir, we are quite away from that.
All right, well, do we have another witness available for afternoon, so we can run the jury till about 12:30 and let the residents hear out?
We have one en route from Orlando, and I don't know whether she has arrived yet. With the state cutback in funds, they didn't have a state car for her this morning. Most of my staff got here.
She's coming.
Never been a furnace.
I guess this is. Oh, I don't know why they wouldn't cut this out, but they're like, yeah, we'll let them hang out with us here. It's like we're getting to hang out with them on this day in 1992. This is time travel. This is what time travel is to me. He just starts going over and bullshitting with the jury. He's like, hey, guys, yeah, so you think she did it, right?
Keep an eye out for her.
Yeah, the judge kind of sucks. I do agree with you.
Yes, sir. While we're
Oh, which one?
Into the hall if I may.
The judge or I guess it would be the last witness? What is he doing here? Oh, he's showing everybody the gun. That seems weird, too. Before they get back to deliberate. Oh, wait, shit, he's not done. Oh, God in heaven, I did it too early. Oh, God, hold on. I gotta fix the name. This is not Susan Comer. This is still Donald Champagne.
Your Honor, consider asking the jury to look up for just a moment. We just have one question.
All right. But if you can stop your view for just a moment.
Mr. Champagne, with regard to the class characteristics in the pistol which you examined, which is in evidence, how did that compare to the class characteristics of the fired projectiles?
They were the same.
That is crazy.
I failed to mention that, but they are the same.
I failed to ask you. Thank you.
Counsel, you may inquire.
Just one question, but there are other grams within that class, is that true?
Oh, yes, yes.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Mr. Champagne.
Anything further?
No, Your Honor, sorry.
Can he go for real?
Now we can go. I thought it was over. They brought him back.
As soon as the jury has completed their review, we will be in recess.
Thanks, everyone, for coming in here this morning. I really appreciate it. Yeah, of course, Tuesday, Thursday this week, we have got... Oh, shit, coming right on in. I'll go ahead and give it a pause key. I was going to lower the volume and just talk over it there. But yeah, Tuesday, Thursday, body cam this week, of course. Super excited about it. See what we can do for Feral Friday this week. This last week I messed up. I didn't get a guest on here, and I do like to have a guest on Feral Friday. I like to have somebody to shoot off of. So we'll see what happens for this Friday, who we get on here. And yeah, I think that's about it. Other than there is still, I think I'll probably do it Tuesday. I've still got the wheel going for if you go to my brand new wrestling video. If you have not done that yet on Wrestle Plunge, it's the Owen Hart and Steve Austin one. I can put the link in the chat here. If you leave a comment, if you like it and watch the video in its entirety, I'll see your name there in the comments, and I will put you on a wheel for a free T-shirt, and we will be spinning that on Tuesday. So I really appreciate everyone's support. Pump that video up incredibly well. It just hit 30K views over a week right now. And that's incredible for me. Like, that's awesome. Like, the hardest part here on YouTube, whether it's publicly buzzed or my other channel, is getting it in front of the correct eyes. And I put a lot of work into those videos. And I've been putting a lot of work into the clips here from Publicly Buzzed. If you're not following me on X, you definitely should, because I post clips from the body cam shows on there. And yeah, TikTok as well. I'm starting to post a lot more on TikTok. I'm trying to do shorts and such. Trying to get I'm doing a lot. There's a lot of moving parts right now. I'll be live tonight, 6 Eastern, watching some more wrestling out of Charlotte, North Carolina from 1990. It's got a lot of classic wrestlers there, but a lot of young up-and-coming guys, and a lot of funniness. A lot of comedy goes down as well, but a lot of seriousness. It's a good time. I talk a lot of shit, basically what happens. I'm really just on there talking shit. All right, crime analyst Susan Comer, and we'll be here with Aileen Wuornos for the next few months, I would imagine. We're on video 6 of 35. I'd say we've got at least 2 months here.
Ma'am, would you state your name, please, your occupation,
Forrest, welcome in.
training and experience that qualify you for that occupation?
Susan M. Komar, Komar. I'm a crime laboratory analyst with the Florida.
I don't miss Spectre whatsoever, but I do miss Judge Dowhart. That is my all-time favorite. If it wasn't for him, I don't know if I would have made it. If there was like some really shitty judge in there that I just hated, that's just how it happens with some people. Like you just out the gate, you're like, I'm not feeling this. Like it's not going to go good. That would have been miserable, but he made that way more tolerable, and I appreciate it.
Department of Law Enforcement located in Orlando. I began my training in firearms and tool marks identification with the state of Illinois in September of 1967. I underwent a period of training under the supervision of Joseph D. Nickel. The training included reading materials, examination of firearms, fired bullets, cartridge cases, shotgun shells, other ammunition components, examination and comparison of these items to determine whether or not they were fired from a particular firearm in question. Training also involved the examination of bullet holes, clothing items, to determine whether or not gunshot residue patterns were present on the clothing. If such a pattern is present, a determination of the distance at which the shot was fired and approximation of the distance can be made by reproducing that type of pattern. I remained with the Illinois Bureau of Identification for 10.5 years. I then joined the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation, where I stayed for 3 years, again doing firearms and tool marks examinations. I've been here with Florida for 2.5 years.
Have you ever been qualified to testify as an expert, as a crime lab analyst, and particularly in the field of firearms and tool mark identification with its contemporaneous field of study concerning and dealing with gunshot residue on clothing from a fired weapon?
Yes.
How many times have you been qualified to testify as such an expert?
Approximately 135 times.
Your Honor, please, we would tender the witness as an expert in her field.
Counsel, you may inquire.
Nothing.
No questions. You may proceed, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Did you have occasion to examine clothing and perform tests in connection with the investigation of the homicide of Richard Mallory?
Yes, I did.
All right. And can you tell this jury first, step by step, what you did with regard to
Crown Butterfly, welcome in.
And any analyses and conclusions you reached?
I got to put my hoodie on. I'm getting cold.
Short sleeve sports shirt.
Getting cold.
Which had a considerable amount of decomposition fluid soaked into the material. I was examining the shirt for the presence of possible bullet holes and then examining it to determine whether or not there were any gunpowder patterns present around any holes that I might find. In examining the shirt, I found that there were multiple holes in the front area of the shirt, 2 in the right collar, 2 in the chest, 2 under the right arm, and 1 in the back of the right arm. Most of these holes, that being the 1 in the collar, the 2 in the chest, and the 1 on the back of the right sleeve, each of those holes had a few powder particles around them. I received a firearm sometime later, which I then examined to determine that it was safe to fire. I fired distances using this firearm. I fired specific distances, 1 foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, observing the target material to determine at which point powder particles would no longer be deposited on the target material. I found that when I was out to 6 feet from the muzzle of the gun to the target material, gunpowder residues were no longer found on the target material. From these tests in comparison to the shirt, I was able to determine that the shots fired into the shirt were fired at a distance less than 6 feet.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes, sir.
First, I would, Ms. Comar, ask you to look at the state's Exhibit 23 and ask if you recognize the shirt. If you,
Yes, it has my initials and our case number.
is this the shirt about which you just testified?
Yes, it is.
And I would ask you to look at State's Exhibit 20. Ask if you will examine that firearm, please.
It also has our case number and my initials on the barrel.
Is that the firearm about which you just testified?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, may I ask Mr. Harmon to come forward and be used as a prop for demonstrative evidence purposes?
All right.
And may we relocate a chair to the center of the courtroom in front of the jury?
Sir.
Mr. Harmon, would you mind?
No objection if it's okay with Mr. Harmon.
Yes, may the witness stand down.
Heat up just a notch.
May Mr. Harmon remove his
Oh God, what a miss. What are they demonstrating?
Mrs. Comar, can you, let me see, I don't want to, let's maybe turn this a little bit so we don't have you backwards to some of the jurors. If you can, if you demonstrate with you standing behind the subject, and if you can amply reach everything that you need to testify that way, would you show, for the jury's benefit, on Mr. Harmon, where you found bullet holes in Mr. Mallory's shirt?
There was a hole here at the shoulder and collar seam. There was another hole forward of that in the collar. There was a hole in the back of the right arm and under the right arm, two holes adjoining each other. There was a hole in the right chest and a hole in the left chest.
All right, with regard to the first, the two holes in the collar, did they appear to be made by one bullet?
Yeah, they appeared to be.
Objection, Your Honor, unless it's to a reasonable degree of certainty.
But,
I have further credit.
thanks, sir. All of the questions I'm about to ask you, would you assume that I have the predicate, in fact, will you take into account the predicate that this must be within a reasonable degree of scientific certainty in the field of crime analysis and residue and bullet hole examination? What do you call that? There has to be a shorter word for that.
I'm not sure.
All right. Would you?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bud.
Your answer
That's what she just said.
Each based upon the accepted standards in your specialty field within a reasonable degree of certainty.
Objection, Vague's field, Your Honor.
Objection overruled. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair.
I'm not. I popped in too, but I think they're just demonstrating on that shirt that they showed earlier. I guess that the victim was wearing, where the bullet holes were, and she was showing that on this guy. And I think this is one of the dudes from the defense table. I think I've got that.
Do you have an opinion as to whether or not more than one projectile went through the collar?
The two holes were related. The one had a ring of lead around it, which is consistent with bullet passage. The hole in the collar had powdered residues, which is also consistent with bullet passage.
And in your opinion, those two holes were made by one or two projectiles, correct?
Yes.
What about the next set of holes that you saw?
The hole in the back of the right arm had powder particles around it. The two holes under the arm had the lead residue, which is consistent with the passage of a bullet.
And would that indicate more than one projectile for the holes going through the arm and up under the armpit?
They could be related. It could be that one projectile passed through, or it could be that more than one was fired.
Okay. And with regard to the holes you located on the front of the shirt?
The front of the shirt, both holes had gunpowder residues, consistent again with the passage of a bullet in each of the holes.
And is it your testimony that all 6 holes about which you testified were placed in the shirt by a bullet, fired from a firearm?
Well, it would be a total of 7 holes.
Okay.
Possibly fewer than 7 shots.
Okay. But in any event, each of the holes by which you testified resulted from a bullet being fired through the shirt.
That's correct.
If the shirt which you examined had been worn by a human being, a male, in the normal fashion that which such a shirt would be worn, can you show the jury the approximate position that the target individual would be in as the bullets struck him?
Objection, speculative, Your Honor.
Objection overruled.
Assuming that the individual is sitting in a car behind the steering wheel.
Your Honor, objection assuming.
Objection overruled. Answer the question if you can.
This hole in the back of the sleeve would be consistent with an entrance hole, which would mean that the muzzle of the gun would have to be aimed at the back side of the shirt here.
Let me slow you down. With regard to arm position, with regard to the exit under the armpit, is there anything that may reasonably be inferred from your investigation as to the position of the arm?
Only that the muzzle would be on the back side of the arm.
Okay.
The 2 chest holes, again, had gunpowder residues, so that the muzzle would have to be directed toward the holes in the front of the shirt. The collar, the outer surface of the collar had the gunpowder residues, and again, the muzzle would have to be directed at the collar in this area.
All right. If you would, take Mr. Harmon as he sits, and based upon your investigation, how far away and in which direction the shooter had been if Mr. Mallory were sitting as Mr. Harmon is now?
Well, the arm shot would be from this side, traveling in that direction.
All right. And what about the next shot?
The next shot, again, the entrance is here, so somewhere in this area, again, less than 6 feet away. And then the same also.
Mr. Harmon, would you turn towards, and again, assume the position of the shooter. From your examination, could those shots have been fired at the place you found them if Mr. Mallory was facing the shooter in the direction he is now?
The chest shots could have been fired from this position. The arm shot could not.
And what about the next shot?
The next shot, maybe.
Thank you, Mr. Harmon. May the witness stand down back to the and Mr. Harmon stand down.
Yes. You turn and stand there.
Your Honor, may I use the easel momentarily?
Yes, indeed. Takes 2.
demonstrations.
Your Honor, may the witness stand down and approach the easel?
Yes.
Ms. Comar, again, remembering we have jurors to the Would you show the jury on Mr. Mallory's shirt where the bullet holes about which you testified were found?
The left chest hole is here. The right chest hole is here. The two holes, the burning holes in the armpit are here and here. The collar hole is here. Second hole in the collar at the seam line is here. And the back of the right arm hole is here.
Thank you. May the witness return to the stand, Your Honor? No further questions.
Counsel, you may inquire.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Tanner just had you do a demonstration, or actually had one of his assistants do a demonstration, and he asked you to assume that the individual was sitting down as if sitting in the front seat of a car. You, in fact, have no idea whether the individual was sitting in the front seat of a car, do you?
That's correct.
You cannot determine from your analysis whether or not that was the case.
That's correct.
You don't know whether he was standing, whether he was moving, or anything else except that he was within 6 feet of the person who fired that weapon.
That's correct.
I don't know any other questions.
I ain't got shit ass bull.
No further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
And then you keep the witness, somebody to be excused.
She may be excused. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Comar.
You may stand down in the court. You are under the rule, ma'am, that is not to discuss your testimony in the case is concluded.
Next we're going into, oh shit. Next we're going into the ex-girlfriend here. Yeah, we'll do this. Aileen Wuornos' ex-girlfriend and state's key witness Tyra Moore. Oh shit. Yeah, this chick was depicted in the film too.
Can you tell us your full name, please?
Tyra Jolene Moore,
Ms. Moore, how old are you?
29,
And can you tell us where you're living presently in the state?
Pennsylvania.
And who do you live with?
My sister.
Was there a time that you lived in the state of Florida in the Daytona Beach area?
Yes.
I'd like to ask you if you know an Aileen Carol Wuornos, also known to you as Lee.
Yes, I do.
Did you know that individual under any other names?
Yes, I did.
Is the name Blahovic one of the names you knew her as?
Yes.
You know her as under the name Grody?
Yes.
Did you ever know her to use the name Cammie Marsh Green?
Yes.
How is it that you knew this woman that you described as Aileen Carol Wuornos with the aliases that you told us about?
Objection to aliases.
Objection overruled. That's the question you can.
How is it that you came to know her?
I met her in a bar.
And did there come a point in time in your life that you and she formed a relationship?
Yes, we did.
How long did that relationship last?
About 4.5 years.
And could you describe the relationship to us in regards to your living arrangements, your working arrangements, things of that nature?
Well, we lived as lovers, and I worked quite a bit, and she worked as a prostitute.
During the time that you were living with the defendant, the type of employment that you primarily engaged in was what?
Hotel work.
Did you ever engage in prostitution?
No.
Objection overruled. Go ahead.
You earned a salary,
Yes.
went to work on a daily basis when you could find employment,
Yes.
got a paycheck,
Yes.
used that to support yourself and Ms. Wuornos,
Yes.
and shared in the household bills.
Yes, I did.
Leading, Your Honor.
Rephrase your question.
What did you do with the money that you made from working at the hotel?
I helped pay bills.
And did, during that period of time, you and Ms. Wuornos live in one location throughout your relationship?
Objection, leading, Your Honor.
Answer the question overruled.
You can tell us.
Can you repeat, please?
During the 4 years that you lived together, were you always in one place or did you move about?
And we moved around a lot.
I'd like to take you back to December the 1st of 1989. Do you recall where you were living at that time?
At
Trying to
the
share
Ocean
the cell on
Shores
X right
Motel in
now.
Ormond Beach.
And
She's
how
on
long have you
stand.
been at the Ocean Shores Motel on that occasion?
Approximately a month.
And did there come a time that you left the Ocean Shore Motel and moved to another location?
Yes, there did.
And can you tell us about when that occurred?
The 1st of December.
The same day that we're talking about.
Right.
Now, during that period of time, you see Aileen Wuornos on December the 1st, 1989?
Yes, I did.
And were you two living together at that time?
Yes, we were.
Where were you when
Really
you
was.
first saw her?
What's up, Jen D? Welcome in.
And can you describe to us, were you both at home at the same time, or did you come home from work, or were you going to work, or was she coming back from the location?
No,
Explain that to us.
I was in bed. It was early in the morning when she came in, and I was still sleeping.
Did you have a job at that time?
Yes, I did.
And what time did you have to go to work?
I believe it was 9 o'clock.
And did you go to work on that date, if you recall?
Yes, I did.
Well, before you went to work, did you have occasion to wake up? Obviously.
Yes, Lee came in.
Okay. Can you describe to us what, if anything, occurred, or what, if anything, you spoke about when she came in?
Well, she came in and she had a car outside and said that we were going to move. And we moved that day.
Where did you move?
To Burley Avenue in Holly Hill.
Now, when you moved, can you describe, if you would, what type of vehicle it was that you moved with? And first of all, was it your car?
No.
Did you ever see that car before that day?
No, hadn't.
Did you ever see that car after that date?
A photograph of it.
But physically, in Ms. Wuornos' possession or your own?
No, I never saw it after that day.
Now, before you moved, did you have to get ready to move? I mean, were you expecting to move on that date?
Not on that particular day, no.
Okay, were your bags packed and ready to go?
There was some things packed because we had planned on moving.
And can you describe to us what, if anything, occurred during the process of your moving?
We took all of our possessions and put them in the car and moved them over to Burley Avenue.
Before we continue here, just real quick, Brooklyn, thank you so much for the support and helping out somebody in the chat here to become a member here in the Buzz Nation. And that someone is Pink Sunray, a name I haven't seen. So Pink Sunray, if you're lurking out there, welcome into the Buzz Nation. We have amazing people here, and you are now part of the Tuesday night exclusive members only book club. Again, I'm going to plug it real quick. We just started Mindhunter, so please come in there. And Brooklyn, thank you so much. You're getting on the wheel for that. Beautiful gesture as well. And then Jessica, boom, Jessica for Justice coming through, giving out $1 here. Thank you so much, Jessica. I appreciate that. Both of you getting on the wheel here. And we're getting ever so much closer. I think we're only maybe 2 away or so.
Did the defendant, Ms. Wuornos, tell you at that time where she had been during the morning hours before you woke up?
No.
Did she tell you about anything that had happened
No.
Did she say anything to her, to you about anything odd happening or anything horrible happening?
Objection, asked and answered, and leave, Your Honor.
Oh, only one away. One away from a wheel.
No.
And was the move pretty much a routine move from the Ocean Shore Motel to the Burley Avenue address?
Yes.
During that time, can you tell us how you got there? Did you use this particular vehicle we're talking about?
Yes, we did.
And who drove? Who drove the car?
Lee did.
And can you describe how she was driving?
Just regularly driving.
Nothing abnormal about it?
No.
Can you describe, if you will, please, describe Lee Wuornos as you observed her after you woke up, before you moved to the Burley Avenue from the Ocean Shore Motel. As best you can, what do you recall that morning to be like, in your own words?
Very busy, getting stuff out of the motel room, moving it into the car. She seemed fine. She was able to help.
I mean, these ladies lived an extremely rough life. I mean, they were definitely abusing, I would be beyond alcohol, I think drugs as well. Again, living a very tough life on the street. We do know Aileen Wuornos was a hooker. I mean, she was a lady of the night, however you want to put it. Sex worker, I think, is the proper term we should probably use today. But yeah, and like Tyree Moore here, her girlfriend is saying, she worked primarily in hotels, I'm sure, as like a cleaning type person. And I see a lot of chatter here in the chat about her teeth. And yeah, her teeth look rough as hell. And again, this is just from probably never going to a dentist in her entire life. When I say a lot of these types of things, I definitely, I've not had the easiest life ever, but I've had a very good life compared to a lot of folks out here that, will literally grow up in the fucking street. The Aileen Wuornos early stuff is really brutal. I mean, from my understanding, her coming from Ohio, where, anybody that's been to Ohio or knows this side of the country, we're not that far from Ohio ourselves. Brutal winters, and she lived outside in the woods in the winter in a car, and I believe that's fact. And then that's why she went to Florida, because she's like, I got to get somewhere where there isn't a brutal winter like this. If I'm gonna be living on the street.
She helped me pack the rest of the stuff, and we both packed the car.
Did she seem to you as if she had been drinking?
Hurt you, man, for sure.
Yeah, I knew she had been drinking. I could smell it on her.
Is that the fact that you could smell alcohol on her seem to be affecting her behavior?
Not really.
When you spoke to each other, did she seem to answer you back in a coherent fashion? You understand her speech patterns?
Yeah.
Was there anything about her actions that morning that you could tell this jury about that was out of the ordinary for the relationship that you and she had at that time of your life?
Not that I recall.
And then did you accomplish that move that morning and go to the Burley Avenue?
Yes.
What, if anything, did you do after you got to the Burley Avenue address? Did you unpack your bags?
No, because I had to go to work.
Okay. And did Ms. Wuornos say anything about the car, how she had gotten it at that point, or what she needed to do with it?
No.
How did you get to work?
I rode our moped that we had.
Okay. And who had the car?
Lee did.
Did you see what Lee did with the car? In other words, was the car still at the Burley Avenue address when you left, or had she already driven over?
Well, she had to take me back up to the Ocean Shore Motel to get the moped because it was still up there.
And did she drive you back from the Burley Avenue to the Ocean Shore?
Yes.
And during that period of time, did you have any difficulty driving?
No.
Did she tell you anything out of the ordinary about how the last couple of days of her life had been, or the night before?
Objection, leading has to answer, Your Honor.
Did you say anything about what had been going on, say, within the last 24 hours of her life?
No.
Now, did there come a point then that you took the moped and you went off to work?
Yes, I did.
And how late did you stay at work that day, if you recall?
I believe I was working 9 to 5 at that time.
And after you got off work, where did you go?
To the Burley Avenue house.
At that time, did you see that same automobile again that you had used to move?
No.
Did you ever physically see it again after you went off, as Lee took you to the hotel to pick up the moped?
No.
When you got home, was there anyone present at the apartment? Was this a home or an apartment?
It was a garage converted into an apartment, so I guess it was.
Was anyone there when you got back?
I don't remember. I don't believe so.
Did there come a point in time that evening when you saw Lee Wuornos again?
Yes.
Can you describe how that came about?
I don't remember. I really don't remember if she was home when I got home from work or if she came in later.
Anything occurred when she came home? Out of the ordinary?
When later that evening, I know we were sitting watching TV, and she told me she had something to tell me.
Hey, can you describe how she was acting when she, before you tell us what she told you, where was she and where were you, if you remember? What were you all doing? Just watching TV?
We were sitting on the floor watching TV.
Okay. Were there anything unusual going on at that time, other than just sitting there in an apartment together watching some TV?
No.
Okay. Can you describe her appearance at that time?
She seemed fine.
Is there anything particularly different or the same about her as when you had left her to go to work?
She was the same.
Same basic physical appearance?
Yes.
She told you that there was something that she wanted to tell you.
Correct.
Can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury how that conversation began and what transpired?
We were sitting on the floor watching TV, and she just come out and said, "I have something to tell you." And I asked her what, and she said that she had shot and killed a man that day.
Did you say anything to her when she told you that?
And I didn't want to believe it. I was probably in awe.
Oh shit, looking over here, I was checking the email real quick. Coming through the Cash App, Tiff. Boom, Tiff Knox, thank you very much. You finished out the will, actually, Tiff. Thank you so much. Boom, with $5. Appreciate that. Hell yeah, for me. Outer Church, hell yeah. Representing that old school, baby. I need to get some, I need to get some more Outer Church stickers. I need to actually redo some new stuff here. I've got, I haven't gotten a new sticker in a while, so that'd be a good one. I kind of want a Savage sticker also, which I've got like one here, which, you know, was from that sticker pack that I did a while back. But I need to get a couple of new things in here. But yeah, thank you so much, Jeff. Appreciate that. We do got a will, though.
Did you say anything to her? Like, you know, I don't believe you, or what, you know, I don't want to use vulgarity, shitting me. I mean, you know, what's going on here?
I'm sure I probably replied something.
Yeah, we'll do a virtual will again.
Did you ask her anything about what she had just told you, that she had shot a man?
I don't believe I asked her any questions about it. I might have replied something like, "I don't believe you," or something along that line.
Did she say anything else at that point?
Yeah, later she was telling me that she had put the body in the woods under a piece of rug, and that she had dropped the car off up in Ormond Beach around John Anderson Drive.
Did she tell you that the man she had shot, she had taken his car, and that was the car you used to move with?
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Did she tell you anything about the car in relationship to the man
We
she
got
had
a
shot?
will.
I believe she did at one point.
Was it your understanding, based upon what she was telling you, that it had been the man that had gotten shot, whose car you guys had been in that day?
Yes, it was.
Did she tell you anything about why she shot the man?
No.
Now, during that evening, as this conversation was going on, did you continue to watch TV?
Yes, I believe so.
Did the defendant continue to watch TV after she told you she just shot a man and had taken his car? You had been in it?
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Can you repeat the question, please?
I'm trying to understand what is happening in that apartment, in that garage, as you're being told by this defendant that she shot a man. Can you just describe that in your own words?
We were just sitting around watching TV, drinking a few beers. It was
That's
a
when she told you?
typical evening.
Now, when you packed up to move to the Burley Avenue, did you pretty much know what kind of articles you each owned? You've been living together for how long at that point?
At that point, it was approximately 3.5 years.
And did Ms. Wuornos have any articles at that time, that evening, that were not something that you had seen before?
Yes.
Can you describe for the jury how you noticed that, or you made that observation?
Well, I knew that they didn't belong to us.
Okay, can you describe what you saw?
There's only a few things that I can really remember from the particular cars because she had given me a jacket and a scarf. And
Let's talk specifically about what you remember. Don't speculate. Try as best you can. What do you remember seeing, and what do you remember about that evening?
I remember a box with a bunch of papers in it.
Did you look at the papers at all, or see anything, or notice anything about them?
I wasn't really paying attention. She was going through them, and she tried to show me a piece of paper and a picture of somebody, and I didn't want to look at it.
Did she tell you that the picture was the man she had shot?
And I believe she did.
Were you able to see any type of name or any documentation or personal identification?
I remember seeing the name Richard on a piece of paper that she was going through.
Now, when she was going through these items, can you describe her demeanor? How was she acting?
Just normal, going through stuff, throwing things away and keeping things.
Kind of sifting through these articles, throwing some that she wanted, some she didn't want?
Right.
Did you see anything else other than just the paperwork she was going through?
I remember a suitcase and a jacket, and there was a big blanket, a comforter. It was brown and tan.
Can you describe whether it was a man or a woman's jacket?
It was, I believe it was a man's jacket. It was a members only brand.
Now, as she's sifting through these materials, she offers to show you a photograph of the man she told you she shot.
Right.
At that time, did she tell you anything else about what occurred between she and that man?
No.
Did she ever suggest in any way, or could you, by looking at it, could you observe whether or not she had been injured?
No, I saw no sign of injury.
In the morning when you left for work, when you first saw her, or in that evening?
No.
Was there anything abnormal about her? Interactions?
No.
You know what she did with the picture of the man she said she had shot?
I believe that was part of the things that she threw away.
Ma'am, let me show you what has been marked for identification purpose as states 00 for identification. That item has been previously provided and discovered to counsel in form of photographic copies.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That'd be required for identification.
Your Honor, for the record, it states 00 for identification. Ma'am, I realize that you can't see a serial number or a tag or anything on that car, but can you describe to the jury whether or not the vehicle exhibited states 00 for identification when it is that you last saw a car looking like that was in possession of Aileen Wuornos?
It was the car that we used to move with on December 1st.
Now, can you describe anything that you recall about the car as you saw it in the possession of Aileen Wuornos?
I remember a tag that was on the front of it. It was a Gator tag. It said the Gators across it. And I knew it had tinted windows. I remembered that. I don't remember any other specific things about it.
Did there come a point in time when, strike that, Your Honor, force permission. Ms. Moore, how long did you remain living with the defendant after she told you she had shot this man on December the 1st, 1989?
Approximately a year.
At any time during the period of that relationship, as lovers, as roommates, as friends, did she ever advise you that the man she had shot had done anything to her?
No, she didn't.
Did she ever suggest that she had been raped by this man?
Objection asked and answered, Your Honor.
Objection overruled.
Did she ever say anything?
No.
Did she ever give you an explanation as to why she had shot the man?
No.
Did you, during that period of time, talk about many things with her?
Yes, we talked quite a bit.
Was this a relationship, a close relationship between you?
I believe it was.
And she never, ever suggested that the man she told you she shot December the 1st and used his car to move to the Burley Avenue had done anything to her on the morning of December the 1st, 1989, did she?
Objection asked and answered.
Overruled.
You can answer that now.
No.
Back on December the 1st, 1989, did you know what type of profession Ms. Wuornos was using to earn a living?
Yes, I did.
And during the period of time when you first met her and you began living together, did she have any other occupations as a mainstay of the way she earned a living?
No.
During that period of time, from the time that she told you that she shot the man on December the 1st, 1989, back to when you first met her, did she ever indicate to you that she had been beaten and raped and robbed by people that she was going out and prostituting herself to while you two lived together?
No.
Do you know if on December the 1st, 1989, Aileen Carol Wuornos owned a firearm?
Yes.
Had you ever seen her with a gun?
Yes.
Did she tell you why she'd gotten the gun?
She said it was for her protection because she hitchhiked.
Did she say what she would do with that gun if anyone messed with her?
I don't remember.
Do you see the defendant, Aileen Carol Wuornos, in this courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Could you point her out for the record, please?
Stipulated, Your Honor.
Please, the court, I'd like the witness to identify her.
May proceed.
Ma'am, can you please point her out if you can, please?
She's sitting right there.
Can you describe what she is wearing?
Stipulated at the end of the counsel's table, Your Honor.
Second.
May the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant, Aileen Carol Wuornos.
Stipulated again, Your Honor.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
May inquire counsel.
Thank you. Wuornos since June of 1986, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And from June of 1986 to December of 1990, you shared a home with her.
Correct.
And because of that, you observed Lee on a daily basis.
Yes.
You got to know her.
Yes.
You knew her probably better than anyone else.
I believe so.
And you've already testified you knew she was a prostitute.
Correct.
And you knew that within a month of living with her, right?
Correct.
And you knew that she was a prostitute, as Mr. Moore pointed out, throughout the entire time that you were living.
Correct.
And you knew that at least 3 times a week she was prostituted.
At least, yeah, I'd say.
Now, you've talked about the fact that you shared in some of the expenses of the home and things like that, that you worked from time to time. In fact, during that 4.5 years, approximately half that time you were unemployed. Isn't that true?
I really don't know.
Well, there were numerous times when you were unemployed.
What's up, MB? Welcome in here. I don't know who that is right off. Let me see if I can... Is it not on YouTube? Is it an old one?
I wouldn't say new. There was a couple months at a time I would go without jobs.
And when you went those couple of months at a time without jobs, Lee supported you.
Yeah, that one is on. I have not seen it, but while looking at old trials on Court TV, I've passed by this one and read about it before. We had New Jersey versus McGuire, 2007. So that one is out there.
Didn't you?
Yes.
You want the link?
And she contributed to the household when you were working.
Sounds like a crazy one.
Yes.
Dismembered body in a suitcase. Oh yeah, I remember I was thinking about doing that to even before Sarah Boone, just because of the similarity of that aspect.
Lee rarely told you much
Okay,
about
here's the
her.
link.
Would that be fair to say?
Correct.
And that was in part because you told her you didn't want to hear it. Isn't that true?
Yes.
You didn't want to
That could
hear
be a
it
future
because you were
literature trend.
jealous of her work. Isn't that true?
I didn't want her to do it.
You didn't want to share her with other men. Isn't that true?
That's true.
And from what Lee did tell you, life on the road in her job was in fact dangerous. She told you that, didn't she?
Yes.
And she did tell you that she'd been raped and beaten, didn't she?
It was before I met her that she had been raped and beaten, but
She did tell you that she'd been raped and beaten.
yes.
And she said that that had happened on more than one occasion.
Correct.
In fact, she said one time she was beaten so severely that she couldn't even recognize her face.
Objection, Judge, if we can establish when this occurred, and hearsay.
Lay for the predicate, sir. The objection will be sustained until the predicate later.
While you were living with her, you recall
This judge
her telling you
hates
of an
the
occasion
defense.
where she'd been beaten very
I'm pretty sure
severely.
every single time the prosecution has objected that it's been sustained, and the opposite is true for the defense. Like it always gets overruled.
Objection, Your Honor. If we can establish when this supposedly happened, and also it's hearsay.
Lay for the
Self-serving.
predicate.
Let me ask you this. She did tell you that nearly every single day that she was prostituting, somebody was rough or abusive with her, didn't she?
No.
Yeah, Court TV has a lot of old trials, MB. A lot of good
She
ones.
told you that people were abusive and mean to her in her work.
Like Murder Church should be able to go on forever because there's so many old
Every
Verbally.
day, at least one person.
Verbally.
She verbally abused.
Verbally abused.
Ms. Moore, you also know that Lee drank a lot, don't you?
Yes.
And that she drank most nights. Right? And while you didn't drink as much as she did, you drank beer just about nightly, right?
Whenever she would have it, yes, I'd probably drink a few.
Okay. You can hold your beer pretty well, can't you?
Sometimes.
But Lee, when she drank a whole lot, she would get kind of moody sometimes.
Yes.
And you could tell when she was drinking a lot, couldn't you?
Yes.
Because you knew her real well.
Right.
And sometimes Lee drank as much as even a case in a night, didn't she?
Yes.
And on a couple of occasions, she would go on a binge where she would drink that much for more than one day
Correct.
with just a couple hours of sleep.
Right.
But during these times, Lee Wuornos never struck you.
No.
She never got physically abusive with you.
No.
You argued with her, of course,
Yes.
as any roommate would.
Right.
Overall, Lee Wuornos was very protective of you, wasn't she?
Yes.
She loved you, didn't she?
Yes.
She said she'd do anything for you, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
And she said this to you on numerous occasions.
Correct.
She even said she'd die for you, didn't she, Tom?
Yes.
And she said that over and over again, didn't she?
I'm sure she said it more than once.
She, in fact, said it many times.
Objection, Your Honor. Self-serving
Oh my
hearsay.
God, we get it.
Not the point. They had a loving relationship.
I don't fan of either.
Objection to the statement,
To be honest with you.
Go ahead and answer the questions, and if you want me to sort these answers out or ignore them, I mean, the objections I'm getting.
I'm with Tyree right now. Like,
It was, in fact, much more than a couple of times, wasn't it?
Oh my God.
It could have been.
Do you recall giving the deposition this morning?
Yes, I did.
Dude, it's so old school military, Jessica. It's the first thing I noticed as soon as the trial starts. Like, whoa, look at this guy's hair, because short hair, but that's a crew cut. Like we know exactly what that is.
Page, please, counsel.
It was absolutely in some kind of branch.
Page 159 and 160.
What day? We have a date.
I said 159 and 160.
What day?
Oh, I'm going to get to that.
Talking about what was the deposition?
I understand. The deposition was given on
Back of Eileen's head.
November 22nd, 1991 at 1:15 p.m. Do you recall that deposition, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
And do you recall that Ms. Jenkins and Mr. Nolas were present at that
Yes,
time?
I do.
And do you
He's
recall...
rocking the perm mullet, right? Like it's basically a perm going on up here, but then that in the party in the back's ready to
Mr.
go.
Moore was there as well.
Yes.
And do you recall being asked the question, and I'm talking about line 4, Counselor, and you recall also that she said she would die for you, and your answer was she said
Objection, Your
that...
Honor. Please, the court, first of all, it's improper, if it's attempting to impeach, it's improper. The witness has answered the question. You don't read a deposition into the record.
If you were asked a question, you should give an answer at last minute of the law.
You recall the deposition?
Yes, I do.
You were placed under oath.
Yes, I was.
You swore to tell the truth,
Yes,
just as you did here in court today.
correct.
You were asked the question, and you recall also that she said, referring to Eileen,
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection is overruled if he's reading a question. It appears to the court that that's what he's doing.
that is what I'm doing. And you recall also that she said, referring to Eileen, that she would die for you. Remember being asked that question?
Yes, I do.
Do you remember your answer?
I'm sure I answered it that she had told me that before.
No, your answer was,
Objection, Your Honor.
Just read the answer.
the answer, she said that throughout our whole relationship. She said that throughout our whole relationship too. So, you remember saying that?
No, I don't, but if it's there, I said it. And I'm sure she said it more than once.
She said that throughout your whole relationship, didn't she?
Okay,
4.5 years.
okay.
Dude, yeah, she does. Her
And
little
you
station's just
Lee
so
Wuornos
tiny.
in December of 1990.
Yes, I did.
Here's you a tiny little chair and a tiny little table. Fucking sit there and you write every word.
And you've testified that you gained this information about that she had said she had killed someone nearly a year before.
Correct.
Is that correct? And in December 1989, she came to you and she said, I've got to tell you something, right?
Right,
And that something was that she had shot and killed a man.
correct,
She also told you what she'd done with his car,
correct,
a car that you saw when she brought it to the motel.
right.
It was a Cadillac,
Yes, it was.
which she told you later she had left in Ormond Beach.
Right.
Now, Lee was intoxicated when she told you these things, wasn't she?
Yes,
And she was intoxicated the morning you first saw the Cadillac too, wasn't she?
yes, she was.
Mobility scooter just sent me.
But when she wanted to
trying to
tell
hold it
you
together.
something, and that something was that she had killed someone, your response was you didn't want to hear about it. Isn't that true?
That could have been what I said.
That is what you said, isn't it, Ms. Moore?
It could be. I don't remember my exact response, but I know I didn't like to hear about even her working, so I'm sure I didn't want to hear about something like that.
And nearly a year later, you decided to leave.
Correct.
And when you did decide to leave, it was in November of 1990, isn't that correct?
I believe I left in the beginning of December.
December, late November. And that was after you had seen a composite drawing on a television. Is that true?
What if this lady got paid for some of her life being depicted in Monster? By
Yes.
Hollywood?
And that was after you had seen a composite drawing, which you assumed was you,
Correct.
and you thought you were a suspect. didn't you?
I really don't know what I thought at that time. I know I was scared
You were scared you might be arrested, weren't you?
because I knew I was driving the car when it happened, when I wrecked it.
And so you left.
Right.
You went up to Pennsylvania.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. You went to Ohio.
Yes, I did.
You later went to Pennsylvania.
Correct.
While you were in Pennsylvania, law enforcement people contacted you, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
And you were taken to a motel where you spent the night with an officer.
Correct.
And the next day, you heard from some more officers.
Correct.
Bruce Munster was one of those officers.
Yes, he was.
Jerry Thompson was one of those officers.
Yes, he was.
And when you got to Volusia County, you met Mr. Horsegler
Correct.
and 4 other female officers.
Correct.
And you were put in a Daytona motel. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
You didn't pay for that motel, did you?
No.
And you were fed while you were there, weren't you?
Yes.
You didn't pay for your food, did you?
No.
You were allowed to get cigarettes, beer, right?
Correct.
You didn't pay for those either.
I believe I did buy those.
Okay. The other items, your food, your motel room, things like that, those were paid for by the law enforcement officers, weren't they?
I really don't know who paid for it.
But you know you did.
I know I didn't. Correct.
You a snitch? That's what they're saying.
And you were in that room for several days.
Correct.
And while you were in that room, the law enforcement officers wanted you to contact Lee, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
They wanted you to write her a letter
Correct.
so that she would call you.
Correct.
And they asked you to write a note and kind of told you the kind of things to put in it, right?
Objection, Your Honor. Yeah, let's go. Judge Lee.
Answer it if you can.
I really don't remember if they told me what to write or if they just gave me the basic information on tell her to call you and give her the number. But they didn't sit down and
Oh,
say
they
write
didn't
these
write it.
exact words.
Right, you wrote the note.
Right.
But they wanted you to give her a number to call you,
Correct.
let her know where you were.
Right.
And you did that.
Yes, I did.
And you waited for her to call.
Yes, I did.
And of course she did call, didn't you?
Yes, she did.
She loved you.
Yes, she did.
And you knew it.
Yeah.
And when she did call, the officers that were in the room, they were recording those phone calls, weren't they?
Yes, they were.
Of course, they were doing that with your permission.
Correct.
You had signed a little statement saying they had permission to do that.
Correct.
They wanted you to ask the certain questions.
I mean, she didn't really have much choice, honestly. I mean,
I don't recall them have specific questions, no.
Okay, but they gave you ideas of what, they led you in directions while you were having these conversations, didn't they?
I don't recall that.
Do you recall them occasionally passing you little notes suggesting that you work on her in this way, or when she's crying, you should hit her harder than, those kind of things?
I remember a few notes being passed, yes.
Do you recall a note being passed where when she started crying, that was a good time to get her to talk about it?
I really don't remember that, no. I remember it might have been said to me. I don't remember it being written down, but it could have been.
Okay. Oh, it might have been said to you. Was it in fact said to you, Ms. Moore?
Yeah, I remember hearing it.
Yeah.
Objection, Your Honor. Counsel's gratuitous comments after a question.
It's all right.
And the things that they were doing, the hints that they were giving you as to how to talk to Lee, those were so that they could get Lee to say what they wanted her to, right?
I really don't know.
Well, you wanted Lee to say certain things.
I definitely wanted Lee to say certain things. Yes, I did.
You wanted Lee to make statements.
Yes, I did.
You wanted her to clear you, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And in order for her to say what you wanted her to, you lied to her, right?
Yes.
You lied to her about why you came to Florida.
Right.
it would be. Imagine how hard this is to do in front of Aileen Wuornos, too, sitting there staring at you.
You lied to her about who you came with.
Yes.
You lied to her about who was paying for the room.
Right.
And more importantly, you lied to her about whether or not anybody was in the room with you.
Yes, I did.
And whether anybody was taping the conversations.
Correct.
Of course, the reason you did these things was to clear yourself.
Yes, it was.
And that's why on 2 different occasions you even suggested that you might kill yourself to leave.
I don't understand your question. Can you?
Well, you recall on 2 different occasions during these phone conversations suggesting that you might be suicidal over this whole thing?
I remember once saying that, why don't I just go kill myself?
And the reason you did that was
I do wish that they had a camera in the front of Aileen. I'd like to see her face during this.
to me to say the things you wanted to do, correct?
I really don't know why I said it.
Yeah, Aileen's like, you know, it's all hopped up. It's crazy. There's 2 different. There's a permanent mole perm. It's a
You
mullet
wanted to
perm.
make statements to clear you.
Yes, I did.
And throughout all the conversations that she had with you, she continues to tell you.
Judge is looking old Tyree here. He's like, you know, I like old Tyree. He's got a nice buzz cut there.
Yes, she did.
Nice young man. They're like, no, Tyree's a woman, John. She's like, oh fuck, yeah, okay.
And that she'd do anything for you, right?
Yes.
That she would even die for you.
Yes.
And she would surely want to do anything to keep you from killing yourself.
Oh, I don't know that.
Now, there were several times during the conversation when Lee said that she would take a fall for you, right?
Your Honor, I'm going to have to object. First of all, counsel that asking self-serving statements of this individual came off for that
Oh,
purpose.
and rocking a rat tail? Oh, shit.
Objection, Judge.
There we go.
Noted, and I won't hear what he has to say, and then I'll sustain your objection. Are you making an
Yes, sir.
objection to sustain?
That's pretty funny. Nose itch at all.
You were worried during these phone conversations that Lee might not clear you, weren't you?
Yes, I was. I was very scared.
But clearing you to you meant more than just Lee saying you didn't have anything to do with the homicide, right?
I believe that I needed her to say more.
You wanted her to say that you didn't do it and that she did all of it by herself.
That could basically be what I wanted, yes.
So her saying that you were totally innocent, that you didn't have anything to do with any of this, that wasn't enough.
No.
Eventually, Lee indicated that she was prepared to make a statement, right?
Yes.
And after 11 calls over 3 days, you got what you wanted.
Objection, Your Honor. There's no predicate.
Sustain the objection.
There were, in fact, you were in that hotel room for several days, were you not?
Yes, I was.
And there were at least 10 phone calls made, right?
No, there was quite a few.
And it was only at the end of those calls, on the last one, in which you got what you wanted. Isn't that true?
I believe so, yes.
Now, you had conversations and meetings with law enforcement officers after November of 1991, didn't you?
After November of 1991.
Let me help you. Sometime after you got back up north, about a month after you left.
Judge, I'm going to object to counsel's gratuity of helping a witness. Also, Judge,
Just rephrase your question.
Outside.
Just rephrase your question.
When you got back up north about a month later, you heard from Mr. Munster, didn't you?
Correct.
And at one point, Mr. Munster actually helped
Objection,
you
Your
get
Honor, outside the scope of direct, but so far.
Sustain the objection.
Your Honor, with all due respect, I think it goes to bias and interest of this witness.
His objection was beyond the scope of direct, and I sustained the objection.
Yes, sir. May we approach the bench, or at least make an argument outside the presence of the jury?
Juror, step to the jury room a moment.
The jury is out of the courtroom, Your Honor. Your Honor, I hope you have Ms. Moore here for the argument.
I don't care if it's here. You have some objection, state it.
Your Honor, simply put, bias and interest is always an area of subject to cross.
Are you want to remove?
If we could.
Mr. Barrett, you escort the witness out of the courtroom.
Oh man, could you see the... Did we miss the rat tail? Whoa, Aileen watching Kyrie leave there. You want her to leave before the argument?
Your Honor, this specific line of questioning has to do with the bias or the interest of the witness. It relates to, one, a movie deal situation that's been involved in this.
Talking about movie deals.
Everything relates to her.
You know, you're telling me something I haven't heard before, because I haven't been on those.
Who is beating on what? Please stop. I'm trying to hear the argument.
All these newspaper accounts, not viewing the television, and I don't know anything about a movie contract, and I haven't heard it from this witness.
Well, that's why
I was leading into that, and I think that that's an area which can be explored to expose the bias and interest this witness might have for doing or saying the things she did.
Judge, what counsel wants to do is go outside the scope of the record. He wants to try to bring in hearsay statements of what somebody told her would be objectionable anyway, what she did subsequent.
Everyone just stop moving. Who is opening a candy? Somebody's got a candy wrapper.
Counsel wants to ask those questions. He can put them on through this witness, and in the case of cheating, he can establish the relevancy of it. Not through the state's case. My whole limited scope was to that date, December 1st, 1989. What she did 2 years later is not viable under the scope.
Bias and prejudice I agree with, and I also agree with the statement made by counsel.
Well, if I
My
respond to that,
understanding, the objection is beyond the scope of direct examination at this time. You have the freedom to call this witness.
well, Your Honor, if I just may respond to that for the record.
Certainly, I want you to protect your record in every
I
respect.
understand that, Your Honor. But what I'm suggesting is...
Protecting the record more than we've tried a lawsuit.
Yes, sir. What I'm suggesting...
Time we start trying a lawsuit. Now, go ahead and make your suggestions.
Your Honor, whenever bias
Damn, dude, the judge coming at the defense hard.
and interest,
I've already ruled on that. I don't need any more.
whenever they are relevant, it can never be beyond the scope.
Haven't I ruled? You won't be the... Madam Court Reporter, will you read what I said?
Wow, it's getting spicy right now.
It's time we start trying a lawsuit here. Now go
Before
ahead
that,
and...
where I sustained the objection. At least that's my best recollection of what I said.
I sustain the objection. It's beyond the scope of direct examination.
All right. Anything further now for the record, or can we get on with the lawsuit?
Just one quick thing, Your Honor. Just so that we understand that Mr. Miller doesn't tread on a path that would violate Your Honor's order. The area relating to bias and interest pertains...
You can just tell that this fucking judge is an asshole. Like, you do not want this guy, man. Oh my lord.
Matters that happened subsequently to the time period that Mr. DeMoore spoke about. Is Your Honor not allowing us to do?
I'm just talking in general. I don't even care what if it is something like, you know, like the circumstances or even the evidence is going to show overwhelming. This guy doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's already been
about the direct.
Or he hates his life. I don't know what it is, or he's been doing this for too long. This guy is not a happy
I heard
camper.
the witnesses sworn.
Dude, his fucking ears, right? We're getting a close-up. That's what I was waiting on. They're half of his face. The retractable. That's like they're shooting off the sides when he's listening to the questions and the answers from different parts of the room.
That's what I'm talking about. If you want to go beyond that, feel free to call any witness of your own.
And those matters, even if they relate to bias or interest.
I have sustained that objection. I believe is what I said, was it not? You want the court reporter to read again?
No.
I need to make sure we all understand what was said.
Okay, Your Honor. We would respectfully object on the confrontation clause
That
grounds.
has well been noted that you've objected.
Thank you.
Bring the witness back and then read.
Thank you, Your Honor. On the way down to Daytona from up north, and I'm talking about before you came down to the motel that we talked about, you prepared a list of the places you lived with Ms. Wuornos over the 4.5 years that you were with her, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And you also indicated on that list whether or not you were employed.
Correct.
And when you were in the motel room, you were in that room, one of the people that was in that room with you, one of the officers, was Rosemary Giansanti, is that correct?
Correct.
And Ms. Giansanti, in fact, escorted you into the courtroom today, didn't she?
I believe she was behind me. I believe one of the officers escorted me in.
Okay, but she was behind you and came in and sat down for a moment, isn't that true?
Yes.
And you've had many discussions with Rose Giansanti, haven't you?
Yes.
And you discussed testifying here today, Mr. Giansanti, haven't you?
No, I don't believe so. I just got in here.
I mean on prior occasions.
About me coming down here?
Yes.
Yes, she knew I was coming down.
And you talked to her about the kind of things that you were going to have to testify to, didn't you?
I really don't remember.
Your Honor, in light of the court's ruling, I have no further questions to this witness.
May you redirect? Yes, sir. Please report. Ms. Moore, counsel for the defendant asked you about a composite that you had seen.
Why are they moving this fucking
as one of the reasons why
thing around?
you left the defendant?
Correct.
Now, that composite was a composite of two women that had been seen in an automobile, totally unrelated to the Cadillac. Isn't that true?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustain the objection.
Now, let me ask you this. When you were describing the automobile that you said wrecked, what car were you describing?
Objection, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that door is wide open.
I know it's wide open, but I'm having concern with it at this time. Further hearings are held.
Your Honor, please, the court, defense counsel has opened this door.
Your Honor, I object to the speaking objection.
Right.
Mr. DeMore, I can speak at other times.
You know, this is not an easy legal issue, man. We have a moment or two outside the jurisprudence.
I think we do need to have the jury go out. If the jury was
Damn. Having some trouble here. Jury's like, what the fuck? We had that happen when I was on the jury. Like, we got up and out a few times, and it was like, what the fuck?
very thin ice in regard to the William Crew matter, and I think we ought to hear it out right now. Because even though doors have been open, I have been very particular. Testimony should be allowed until a ruling is made, so you know which way we're coming from.
Judge,
yes.
My point, Judge, is counsel specifically asked questions to elicit the testimony regarding a composite and wrecking of another car.
One problem with this judge is he doesn't really let you finish your thought. Like, he's like already thinks he knows what you're going to say.
The defense counsel brought that out on his cross-examination and answered her response.
That's what I'm saying. I think we need to resolve the William Crew problem right now before we proceed further. Because you see, you people have had the benefit of discovery. I have not. But I think we're skirting into William Crew because I believe it's going to be somebody else's car.
Judge, at a minimum, I would like to at least, now counsel was very quick to let it be left in the jury's mind that maybe this witness had wrecked Mr. Mallory's car. He didn't bother to clear that up.
Why don't
We certainly have a right to clear that up.
Right now, Mr. Moore, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yes, sir.
Understood. No problem with getting it all resolved right now, Your Honor, but...
All right, how long do you think it's going to take?
Well, Your Honor,
we've already heard a number of, we had a hearing on the 3rd and the 10th. And is there going to be more than you want on the record? Or are you satisfied with the record that you have received?
we surely are not satisfied with the record at this point, Your Honor.
I was afraid of that. Bring the jury out. We're going to discharge them for 30 minutes. And then we'll bring them back in. And I assure you we'll be ready to proceed in 30 minutes, counsel.
You
before.
What do you mean, you
Rehearing after rehearing after rehearing, I would be prepared to rule it.
With all due respect, it's not a matter of rehearing, Your Honor. It's a matter of the specific proffer the state needs to make in honor for the opportunity to so and so.
Right, and that's what I want now.
Your Honor, with the court's permission.
Just showing the jury it is.
The jury comes in.
Yes, Judge. Two matters before the court. One is, as I understand it, Dr. Bordini would like to see Ms. Wuornos this weekend. He's indicated Saturday and Sunday.
His head's so damn big, it looks like he's wearing child's glasses. They like have to bend out to fit on his big ass fucking head.
The doctor was requested by the state in order to assist the state in this case. Your Honor previously ruled when the state originally requested an expert in this case that Dr.
He's not listening to shit.
Right? Was appointed as a court witness. My understanding of Your Honor's ruling, and Your Honor will correct me if I'm wrong, with regard to Dr. Bordini, was that his role was to assess the testing that was provided and assist the state. I did not understand Your Honor's ruling to be that the state was getting another expert in this case.
I cannot restrict the question of the witness. If the witness desires to examine, I must abide by that wish.
Yeah, like the judge isn't mic'd up very well. Like it's hard to hear what the hell he's saying.
But my understanding was that his role was to assist the state, not in the role of a witness.
And that's the way he has to do it. That's the way he'll do it.
If his role then is as that of a witness, then we would request, because there's some additional matters that can come up with regard to jail records and so on, that Ms. Wuornos have an expert appointed from Volusia County. She does not have such an expert.
We've done it, but now we're not delaying the trial.
Won't delay the trial, but just that we need somebody to assist
You want
us.
Dr. Crock?
We'd like Dr. Crock.
That's a shock and a surprise.
Judge, as the court noted previously, there are already 2 psychologists appointed to the defense. We would recommend to the court Dr. Umesh Matra, a well-qualified psychiatrist, medical doctor that might be able to assist the defense psychologist as opposed to just another run-of-the-mill psychologist.
Well, Your Honor,
I don't mean to suggest that the state is what the defense needs, but I don't think that Dr. Crock, a third psychologist, I'm leaving it up to you, whatever you want to get.
Judge, let me just say this.
But we're not stopping the trial.
We don't want to stop the trial, but under the rule, we are entitled to an expert from Volusia County.
You are exactly correct, and that will be granted, fair deal.
And we would request Dr. Crock.
So he can come around at nights or whenever it is, but I'm not stopping the trial for him to proceed at this late date.
Again, Your Honor, we're not stopping the trial.
Does he use Gainsford or does he use Warner Park?
Either one, Your Honor.
Wherever you want it, but we'll be prepared to proceed.
Your Honor is granting the motion?
Of course.
And I'll get you in order. Judge, Judge, respectfully object to the appointment of Dr. Bordini.
As noted, I wouldn't be all surprised. I didn't think you'd let it get through without an objection. And I made the order last week, I just haven't signed it.
The second thing, Your Honor, relates to a process that we would like to make, as Your Honor heard earlier, there was an answer by Mr. Miller to ask certain questions pertaining to bias and interest on the part of the witness. There was an objection by the state as it being beyond the scope. The defense argued that bias and interest is always within the scope of cross-examination under the confrontation clause. Your Honor sustained the objection. And we'd like to...
Now, I think that we resolved the reason that I did that was because we were getting close to some other law matters that I told you we were not going into it, but we had the proper and proper to make it. You all resolved that matter, right?
We resolved the other matter, the Williamsburg-related matter for now.
And how far do you want to go with this? You make a proffer.
It is, I got you.
This is a problem with regard to bias and witness as regards to this witness independent of the other issue. This proffer deals with the fact that this witness was approached concerning movie deals regarding Ms. Wuornos. This witness was informed of that by law enforcement officers involved in this case. That this witness agreed to be engaged in that at one point. That the name of an attorney was given to her. That she called Agent Chansanti and asked the agent about this attorney, an independent attorney, not with the state attorney's office, related to this movie issue. And it goes to the witness's state of mind, as the witness is testifying here. There's a lot I could say on it, but that's...
What time frame are we talking about? Talking to a movie actor or somebody or author or something? What's the predicate?
We're talking about January 1991 through...
That's subsequent to all this, is it?
Well, Your Honor, in earnestness and truthfully, as an officer of this court, I would respectfully and abundance of caution say that anything that they have the court deems relevant to bias or prejudice, including movie deals up until the day the witness testifies, may
Right. I wouldn't be inclined to let it in now that we resolved that other thing. I was skating on some ice, and to be honest with you, I got a signal from the council.
The other council?
The other council. But yes, we were there where I thought we were, and that's the reason I stopped the trial. Well, they
didn't know where we were.
We were, but you got it resolved.
Yes, sir.
I'm starting to lose where we are.
Just check with me, I'll let you know.
Right, so I think it's all right. Now, I believe that it would be, we will let you go into that now, but it was skirting into this other area where I was very concerned, and I wanted justice to be done correctly, and I think we're safe, and you can go into it now.
I think, yeah, I was going to say, the other area I think we've all figured out, and we'll deal with this area.
That's right.
Okay, and this would be in front of the jury?
Yes, sir.
Judges Earl Blunt Jr.
Is your spot right now?
Your Honor, we are. There's one other thing, so that we not lose an objection.
Hope I'm saying that right.
Part of the reason there's been such an interest in a movie is because the defendant killed 7 men.
He had a nickname of Judge Bunky.
If you'd only killed
Judge
one...
Bunky.
I've only heard about one.
Yes, sir.
That's all we're hearing about here.
I realize
so
that.
far.
But proper redirect after cross
2001,
on
10
a
years
movie
after
deal
this, about 9 years
would
after.
get into why there's a movie deal. We're not going to do that because we're getting into the Williams rule matter, but we'd like to reserve those type
Found an old picture of him and I guess his wife.
of redirect questions, for instance, why the
Man liked the bow
was
tie.
done, why it scared her with the deposit done for a later time and not consider to have waived it. We're staying away from it now because of Williams rule problems. Even though we believe it should be admissible, we don't want to push the issue at this point because we can reserve it.
That's fine.
Thank you.
I think that's fair. Is that right? All right with the defense? That's okay.
To reserve it, obviously, we would be able to.
That's right.
Yeah,
You have an answer.
Actually, Judge, we would reserve the right to call this witness as well, and if you can tell her at the end to either leave us a number where she could be reached, or if that's unacceptable to Mr.
She
Tanner,
can reach through us.
we can have her reached through Mr. Tanner's office, and the defense could call.
I just know the man has retractable ears. That's all I know.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Then bring on the jury and the witness.
We have a witness, go ahead before the jury.
Oh, yeah, come to the witness first, I think. Mayor Squire?
Thank you. Ms. Moore, we were talking sometime before about after you got back up north, after you had left the Daytona area, after you'd been in the motel. Do you recall that now?
Yes.
All right. And you recall about a month after getting up north, you heard from Investigator Bruce Munster.
Correct.
And it was in late January to mid-February when you first heard from Mr. Munster, wasn't it?
I believe it was the beginning of the earlier part of January.
The earlier part of January?
Yes.
Okay. And when he contacted you...
Judge, can we clear something up? Counsel's asked, I don't mean to interrupt you, counsel. The first time this witness was contacted, you asking as to when Mr. Munster first met her in his official capacity to investigate the case or in some other matter?
I'll clarify. All right. The first time that you spoke with Mr. Munster after you returned from Daytona, when you were in the motel, okay? That's when you spoke with him on the phone, and at that time he suggested getting you a lawyer, right?
Correct.
And that lawyer's name was Mr. Bradshaw.
Yes.
And that lawyer's purpose, he wanted you to talk to him about...
Objection, Your Honor, as to hearsay, as to what Mr. Munster told her?
Your Honor, if you may, it goes to the witness's state of mind, not necessarily.
Right.
The proof of the charge. Go ahead. Based upon the conversation,
yes,
what did she do?
Well, Your Honor, it's a court that is not hearsay.
Go ahead.
Okay. That in case someone came to you about booking movie deals,
Right.
right?
Right.
And Mr. Bradshaw was assisting Mr. Munster in his booking movie deals, right?
I know he was as an attorney that Mr. Munster had spoken with.
Right. And Mr. Munster was asking if you wanted to get in with him, right?
Asked me if I would like to use the same attorney, yes.
Okay. And Mr. Munster is an investigator, is that correct?
Correct.
A law enforcement officer.
Right.
Now, ultimately, you ended up calling Rose Giansanti about that, didn't you?
I believe so.
All right. Ms. Giansanti, we spoke to her before. She is, in fact, an agent with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, is she not?
Yes, she is.
And she's one of those individuals that was in the motel room with you before.
Correct.
And Ms. Giansanti, you like to talk to her about things like that, right? I mean, she was somebody you trusted.
Correct.
And you called her and asked her opinion on the book and movie deals.
Correct.
And when you did that, you spoke with her about some monetary figures.
Something that, yeah, it was mentioned.
In fact, the figure mentioned was $50,000, correct?
That could have been, yes.
Now, you've already testified that you trusted Rose Giansanti and that you liked her, didn't you? Or you still do, right?
Yes, I consider her a good friend. She's been very helpful throughout this.
Okay. Y'all have had dinner together and things like that, right?
Yes.
And when you came to the deposition that we spoke of earlier in November of this year, she accompanied you to that as well, did she not?
Correct.
And that was at your request?
Correct.
And she had picked you up at the airport on that occasion?
Yes, she did.
And again, she was here with you today, was she not?
Yes.
May I have just a moment?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I have no further questions.
You may inquire.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Moore, let me take you back to a discussion that you were having with Mr. Miller some time ago about an automobile that was wrecked. Let me ask you, ma'am, if I can show you what has been marked as an exhibit states PP for identification. I ask you if you can recognize that automobile.
Yes, I can.
Is that the automobile you were referring to as the car that was wrecked when you and Ms. Wuornos were in it sometime in July of 1990?
Yes.
And ma'am, let me show you what you have previously identified as states 00 for identification. And also show you what has been entered in as evidence as states 13 in evidence. I ask you if you recognize the vehicle contained in those photographs.
Yes, I do.
Okay, with the exception of the gator tag not being on the vehicle in states 13 that you described as what you saw on December the 1st, 1989. I meant to say December 13th, 1989, if I excuse me, December the 1st, 1989, excuse me. Is there anything about those cars that in any way resembles what is the car in states PP for identification?
No.
Talking about two different automobiles, aren't we?
Correct.
And this is the car you were referring to that you had been driving in the company of Ms. Wuornos when it was wrecked.
Correct.
And that was sometime in July of 1990, wasn't it?
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection overruled.
And in fact, even after that wreck, some composites came out that scared you, that were generated from the wreck that you and Ms. Wuornos had in the car.
Objection, Your Honor.
States PP.
Objection overruled.
Isn't that true?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And that was one of the reasons, in addition to others possibly, that
Objection
you
to others
left
possibly.
the defendant.
Objection overruled.
Isn't that true?
Yes.
And isn't it a fact those composites came out months after the car wreck?
Objection asked and answered leading, Your Honor.
Objection overruled.
Yes.
It'd be fair to say at least about a year after Mr. Mallory had been murdered.
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Correct.
Now, during the time that the defendant and you were living together, did she ever come back to the apartment and discuss with you that she had been physically abused by any of her customers as she was prostituting herself?
No.
But she did discuss with you verbal abuse by them.
Yes.
And that was constant. She talked about that.
Correct.
She was getting sick and tired of the verbal abuse she was getting out on the highways from people who weren't accepting her proposition. Isn't that
Leading, Your
true?
Honor.
Rephrase your question.
Did she tell you why she was getting sick and tired of the verbal abuse? What was
Leading, Your
happening to
Honor.
her?
Objection overruled.
I really don't understand your question.
In the context of the 4.5 years you described, you and this defendant lived together. You told us that she never once came in and told you that she had been physically abused by any of the customers or people that she had dealt with. Isn't that true?
Yes.
And during that 4.5-year period, you saw nothing from a physical basis of viewing her, with the exception of one time, I believe, when she got hit by a car on the highway on her elbow. That
Objection,
indicated
Your
she had been ever hurt by anyone. Isn't that true?
Yes.
And you would have observed if she had been physically beaten up by someone, wouldn't you? You saw each other whenever she was home.
Objection,
Constantly.
Your Honor. Leading who's testifying?
Rephrase your question.
Did you have occasion to see
was
her
rare.
when she came home after her soirees out to hook?
Yeah.
Objection, Your Honor.
Rephrase that question.
Did you have an opportunity to see her after she would go off for some period of time and then come back home?
Yes.
And you knew that when she was going back home, she was doing what, ma'am?
Objection, leading, Your Honor.
That's not
Take the
legal.
rules to that question.
May we have the running objection to leading questions? Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
They're noted.
Did you know what Ms. Wuornos' purpose was when she was leaving your home to go out on the highway, what she intended to do?
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
Answer it if you can.
Yes.
But you didn't know she intended to kill Richard Mallory on December the 1st, 1989, did you?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustain the objection.
May we have a curative instruction, Your Honor?
Disregard the last question, no answer.
Now, Mr. Miller suggested to you that Ms. Wuornos got moody when she drank. That's not all she got when she drank, was it?
Objection, leading, Your Honor.
Technical rule.
Isn't that true?
No, she was definitely a different person.
In what way was she a different person when she drank as opposed to when she wasn't drinking?
She was very sweet when she was sober, but when she was drinking, she was more outgoing and liked to talk abusive to me more. I mean, it seems like it's when we fought more was when she was drinking.
Have you ever seen her when she was drinking become aggressive towards another person?
No.
Have you ever seen her get in a fight in a bar?
Objection has been answered, Your Honor.
Sustain.
Have you and Ms. Wuornos ever been in a bar out drinking together?
Objection.
When, after she was drinking, she got into physical fights with other individuals?
Objection, Your Honor. Just sustain.
Overruled. Answer it if you can, ma'am.
No, I don't ever remember seeing her fight with anybody, no.
Now, the telephone calls that Mr. Miller referred to, you were scared, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
But you hadn't done anything wrong.
Correct.
And you wanted to make sure that the police knew that you had not been involved in the shooting of Richard Mallory.
Objection, leading, Your Honor.
Rephrase your question.
What did you want the police to know about what you knew about Richard Mallory's shooting?
I wanted them to know that I had nothing to do with it.
What did you want them to know about who did it?
I definitely wanted to know who did it, that it wasn't me.
Did you try during those telephone calls to get the defendant to tell the truth to the police?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustain the objection.
When you were speaking with the defendant, who was doing most of the talking during those telephone calls?
She was.
And isn't it true that the defendant constantly asked you to lie for her?
Objection, Your Honor. Assuming in fact not in evidence.
At this stage, we'll sustain the objection now. Go ahead, though.
Can you tell this jury how many times it was that Aileen Wuornos, over the 3-day period that she telephoned you at the hotel, asked you to lie for her?
Objection, Your Honor. Just ruled on that.
If she can answer the question, go ahead.
It was quite a few times.
What, if anything, did you respond to her over and over again when she asked you to lie for her?
That I would not lie for her.
And when she told her that you wouldn't lie for her, did she tell you that it was mistaken identity, that the police had the wrong woman?
Yes, she did.
Did she ever suggest to you during any of those 3 days of telephone calls to your hotel that she had been raped or harmed in any way by Richard Mallory?
No, she didn't.
Did she ever suggest anything other than she wanted you to lie for her and that it was mistaken identity? That Richard Mallory had done anything to provoke an attack by her on him?
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Did she, ma'am?
No.
It isn't a fact that in any conversation you had with Detective Munster, he let it be known to you that if there was any type of deal, that he and nobody in law enforcement could ever get one red cent. This is redirect, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Isn't that true that he told you that they couldn't get 1 red cent?
Yes, I believe he said that.
And isn't it true that you told him you wanted nothing to do with the movie deal? That you didn't think it was right for anybody to get a penny?
At a point in time, yes, I did.
Have you ever taken 1 cent from anyone involving a movie deal or the knowledge you have of this case or the story or your life with Aileen Wuornos since the first day that you met with police officers and told them that she had told you about shooting Richard Mallory?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever went out and sought people for money?
No, I haven't.
You've had plenty of opportunities, though, haven't you?
Objection, Your Honor.
Isn't it true that you wanted to be left alone and just be able to live your life and put this
Objection, Your Honor.
behind
There's a
you?
witness on the stand, not at the podium.
So then the defendant wrote to you and offered to pay you money, didn't she?
Yes.
And she wanted to be involved in a movie deal to sell her story.
Objection,
Didn't she?
Your Honor.
Isn't that what she told you in her letter?
Yes, it is.
The last, sustain the objection, but the last question he asked, the answer came to.
When you ask them all together,
Right, all right.
So when you told Aileen Wuornos that you wouldn't lie for her, she then tried to come up with it was a mistake.
Correct.
Thank you very much. All a big mistake. Isn't that what she told you? It was all a mistake, a case of mistaken
Your
identity.
Honor, I object to constant
I
leading.
can ask questions without the.
What did she tell you about what it was when she was talking about a mistake?
She said it was a mistaken identity, that they had the wrong person.
Did she tell you what she would do to the authorities if they couldn't come up with some evidence to tie her into it?
I believe she put it that she would have a big lawsuit on him.
Yes. Lawsuit happy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Objection, Your Honor. Mrs. Strike asked for curative.
Sustain the objection, Mr. Westcott, or counsel. Remain quiet, sir.
God, why do they keep moving this?
You had just testified, Ms. Moore, that the discussions about the book and movie deal that you had with Mr. Munster were that you wouldn't get 1 red cent, or that no one would get 1 red cent. Isn't that what you just testified to?
Objection, that's not what she testified to. She testified to
What they won't do.
objection, Judge.
Overruled. Go ahead.
In fact, the discussion was that only a portion of it would go to someone else. Isn't that true?
I really don't. I know that he said that they wouldn't get any money out of it.
Mr. Munster told you that.
Correct.
Okay, but he asked you if you wanted to give a portion of it, correct?
Correct.
And do you recall having a conversation with Rosie and Sanji wherein you said to her, you know what I could do with $50,000? You recall saying that?
No, I don't.
And in fact, if Ms. Giannassani says that you did say that, she would not be
Objection, Your Honor, for proper
Say
hearing.
that.
Objection.
Regarding the statements on the phone, in fact, Lee Wuornos did tell you several times that she acted in self-defense, did she not?
I don't recall that.
You don't recall?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much.
No questions, Your Honor. May this witness please?
Yes, sir. I believe that you make her available defense if the attendance
We
necessary.
will, we ask, Your Honor, that she remain in town for a few days, and she may be reached through the State Attorney's Office at counsel's convenience. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to be it. Let's see where we're going to go starting next Sunday. 2 hours start us out next Sunday. That's interesting. Volusia County Sheriff's Office investigator Lawrence Uzepa takes the stand for 2 hours, starting us off out the gates. We'll get used to this fella, I'm sure, next week. Thanks everyone for coming through here. First of all, I've got a virtual wheel. Hold on, let me get the wheel over here. We did hit a wheel this morning. I appreciate everyone for doing that with me. Again, I'm live tonight on Wrestle Plunge at 6 Eastern. So hopefully everyone will come through and join me on there tonight as well. But without further ado, hold on, let me get this out so we can see what's going on. Get rid of this name, get rid of the shadow. Boom, good luck everyone. Bassett Page. Hope she's still in here this morning, picking up a victory. Congrats, Bassett. Boom, getting you in the winner's circle. Love it. Hell yeah. I'm liking the virtual wheel. I am going to try to get another physical wheel, though. That one's just kind of had it. I feel like it's just landed on the same spot basically every time. It's a little bit wonky even. It kind of leans forward a little bit. So, Bassett Page, congrats. Again, this stream is going to take you into my Wrestle Plunge stream tonight. If you get over there, if you wouldn't mind to give it a like, that really helps me out. And then also, I'm going to post it one more time. Here is the Wrestle Plunge video that you still have time. I'm going to probably spin that wheel for a free t-shirt on Tuesday night. So all you have to do, if you have not done it yet, I'd imagine everyone in here right now has already done it, but just in case, you can go to this link I'm about to post right now, give it a comment, I will see your name, give it a like, and give it a full watch also. That full watch is super important. But that comment, I will see your name on the back end. I will get you on a list for a free t-shirt, and you just got to watch that video and show it some love. That's all you got to do. But everyone, I will see you again Tuesday. If you don't come tonight, for the regular body cam show, of course, but I hope you come through tonight for a little bit of fun. And I hope you have a great Sunday. I got to go do a little bit of shopping. Got to figure out some meals for the week. I need probably going to do a soup, I would imagine. I've been doing a lot of soups, a lot of something that I can have leftovers with. So, hell yeah, I love these emojis. Yes, and if you're a member in here and you're going to want to be a member, I'm telling you right now, the Mindhunter Book Club streams on Tuesday night is a completely different animal, and we had a crowd in there Tuesday, and it was awesome. It was really, really fun. I enjoyed it thoroughly. That's right there. Jersey Jen knows. Jersey hangs out. Jersey Jen hangs out. Simi hangs out every week. A few other people pop in all the time. But yeah, 6 p.m. Eastern Wrestle Plunge. Boom, right there. Congratulations. And if anybody sees Bassett Page, I don't know if she was still in here, let her know. She got a victory here. So, hell yeah, hell yeah. All right, guys, let's have it. Let's do it. And thanks, everyone, for coming through. I appreciate it. See you tonight. Boom.